And hopefully that will be us just about up live. So, hopefully I'm just going to check on my audio stuff. Yep, seems all right. Hello, chat. Welcome to another episode of Disgusting Resilient Podcast. Do double check that you can let us know you can hear me all right in chat. Today I'm joined by one of my teammates, Sam Boardman. Sam, say hello.
Hello.
So let us know on Sam's volume as well. We always do the typical, quick 10 minutes of sorting out audio as is per classic at the moment. But yeah, welcome to another event recap. So today we're talking about a teams event, hence Sam is here. Sam was, you were the captain, right? I know I shouldn't be asking this now, but...
Yeah, I wasn't organised the team, got everyone ready, and then back to captain sort of took over most of the.
Yeah, so you were team captain for most of it and sort of in charge of pairings with, I think it was Matt, you and Matt were both doing pairings, weren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to obviously go through the, as we always do, we'll go through the games. We're going to, obviously, Sam did to help us talk about pairings process because teams is a bit different than the usual that we're sort of like used to. With obviously when it comes to single events, you kind of just get given your opponent, and whether you like it or not, you're playing it. In teams events, it's a bit different. You're going to be given a set of 5 people, and then it's up to your captain to hopefully who likes you. I don't know if that was the case for us, Sam. To hopefully get you a good pairing, or maybe you have to be the one that takes the tough pairing, as we'll talk about as we go through. But if you do enjoy this kind of content, do feel free to leave a like, a subscribe, share it with people you know, all that kind of stuff. And if you really, really enjoy the content, consider becoming a member. You get access to the Discord for the group, and we're going to have a giveaway announced today, which I've actually got the thing that's for the giveaway in the other room. So after like game 3, I'll go get that, and we'll talk about it. But for now, we're going to basically get straight into it. So, we obviously went to the Lords of Waaagh, which was hosted at Bolton Arena. The Gathering, I think it was called, right, Sam?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so The Gathering, and we went as a team. We're not actually a team. Thank you so much, Steve Garrison, for 5 gifted memberships, mate. For the people that just got gifted a membership, please obviously send your thank yous over to Steve there, but do make sure you check the community tab on YouTube. You get a link there to join the Discord, and that means all of you can enter the giveaway that will be running started halfway through the stream. Probably announce the winner in a week, just so anyone that misses the stream doesn't miss out a chance to get in. But yeah, so we had a right mix of people, didn't we, Sam? We had who was it from Lords of War? Was it 3 years or 2 years? I can't quite remember.
So it started 2.5 of us. So we had myself, and then Matt plays for Stonehammer as well as Lords of Waaagh.
Yeah.
And then we had Marcus Hinson, who was playing under the Lords of Waaagh band for this event. Sort of getting he's a bit of a mercenary, sort of flipping team to team.
Yeah. So...
Myself and a guy called Aiden, who's also Stonehammer.
Yeah, so we had 2 Stonehammers, 2 Lords of Waaghs, like 2.5 Lords of Waaghs, and then myself from Vanguard Tactics. So we decided to call our team Manchester Mercenaries, Manchester Mercs, because it's basically a mixture of all the people from Manchester. I can turn down the guest a little bit. Thanks for letting us know. That is not an issue. I will turn down a bit. So, I mean, it always takes us a minute to get it going. Turn that volume down a little bit there. There we go, 170%. Right, let us know if when next he speaks, when I let him speak next. Let us know on the volume, and again, I can keep adjusting it as we go forward. But yeah, we had a couple goals set for our team really. We kind of wanted to try and push for a podium, especially when we first saw the people that were going. We didn't. We actually thought we may have a chance of maybe taking the gold in this one. That may have changed as some certain people signed up later on. But I think we had a focus on. We knew we had a pretty good set of players. I think, Sam, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I think what we were trying to do was focus on our pairings because all of us sort of like play our factions quite a lot. So I'm obviously a Death Guard player. Andy, who's a Necron player, just plays Necrons. Matt just plays Blood Angels. You play pretty much all Chaos, don't you, Sam?
Yeah, I play everything Chaos, to be honest.
Well, I think you do play a lot of CSM, to be fair, included in that. Sam also known for his double Tyrant Chaos Knight build before the can't Overwatch nerf, which killed it for him. But yeah, you always play Chaos, and then Marcus Inston's just a generally like good player, plays a couple of factions, and as we'll see, he picked up the guard for this one, which was more of a pick for the team rather than for himself, but I think it covered a good weakness that the team may have had. So going into this, we already knew we wanted to focus on getting good pairings because again, we felt confident in our players' abilities. So being able to get them a good pairing and a good matchup is going to let them put those skills like the best possible. So no pressure on Sam here to make good pairings happen because I'm not the captain; it's not on me. And we'll judge him as we go along. We'll see if he did a good job or not. We shall see. We wanted to obviously play for every single point. We are going for podium here, which means that every point really will matter at this point. I can actually change mine, guys. I think. Give me 2 seconds. I will go to my volume mixer. It's always a pain this because every time it never saves the goddamn settings. So I have to come in here, go in there, device properties. Let's see. Hopefully that will make that a bit louder. Hopefully, again, I can just move forward as well. But as it came about, Team England did sign up. So Team England being, having members of the best like top 10 in the world, probably the best team like of like individuals. Currently, I'd say, Sam. Did you agree?
Yeah. Josh Roberts and Manny Kuma were on the Team England that attended, with the winner of the first World Championships, and I think the current #1 ranked player in the world.
Yeah, Josh Roberts definitely is currently the ranked #1 in the world. Manny Chima obviously having the famous, not even having to attend LVO to win ITC last year because obviously how well he's been doing. So there's it's quite a powerhouse team. They signed up. That means that really this went from a competition of us trying to play for first to being a competition to trying to get second, and that meant that every point really did matter. So we were trying to play for every single point we can, which is obviously good in teams in general. An interesting thing that Lords of Waaagh did, and I quite like this because Lords of Waaagh have their own terrain set, which I don't know what you think about it, Sam. I actually really like their terrain set. I would.
Yeah, it's totally different to the UKTC terrain. The two large sort of flat pieces of terrain block a lot more line of sight.
Yeah, and I will say because they have the perspex on the bottom of all the terrain, also blocks a lot of more line of sights. So I really liked it actually. I thought it was. I would rate it higher than UKTC currently as a personal opinion. Not that I'm just in UKTC, just that I preferred this one. But also an interesting thing they did is they made sure 2 tables out of the 5. Was it 2 out? It was 2 out of 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 out of 5 were the games with top terrain, and then 3 were the Lords of Waaagh standard terrain.
Yeah, so 2 out of the 5 were going to play on GW terrain, which is something I've never ever played on before. So if I got given it, they were my first time trying it. If I didn't, because I got again the teams kind of pick in the matchup process who gets what table, then I'm fine with that. But if I did get to try it, I did want to try it out, and I'll just say right now, Americans out there who play this and obviously play on the American terrain with GW a lot, you guys are crazy. That stuff is wild. That stuff is very, very different to what we have over here. But it was good to try it out. And did you play it on a GW terrain, didn't you, Sam?
Yeah, I think I played on it 3 times. And again, I played one practice game prior to the event on the GW board. So yeah, it was basically a learning experience for myself as well.
Yeah, it was very different. It was definitely to what we're used to over here. So just quickly in the chat, good to meet you, Bolton dude. Yeah, it was good to meet you too, Dylan. And you did really well as well, mate. So we're both repping the army. I don't know if you actually were, Dylan. I can't remember if you said you didn't bring it this time. You have to remind me. But it was good to meet you there, man. And we also have. It was nice meeting you, Aiden, to Jack as well. Yeah, you too, man. You too. Quite a lot of people saying hello at Bolton, which is quite cool. And yeah, one of our goals was to try and dodge Team England, but let's be honest, as I wanted to dodge them, but as Sam put in the team chat, if we were going to go for podium, odds are that we were going to play them at some point anyway. Which is it happens, but. The last team event I went to and did, it was with Vanguard Tactics, and obviously we got Team England round 1, which is not exactly the greatest start to your event, not really what you want to see round 1, but we'll see how this one goes, and if we do run into Team England, maybe we can do better than last time when we got defeated 20-0 and we didn't bring home a single point for the team. So we'll see how that goes. But to get into it, so we'll go to our squad. So this was our team. Sam, you were running CSM. You were running even with the new decks, which was legal for this event, by the way, guys. Sam was running the index attachment still. What was the reason for taking the index over a lot of people sort of expected raiders? What's your opinion on that?
So I am still of the opinion that it's found is probably the better of the attachments and the new pack that's coming out for the missions. I believe that's going to be even more so. Just isn't going to cause much of a sort of difference apart from the couple of inches on the field.
Yeah, that's fair. I think
As well as that, obviously, a lot of the events that I've been to have been using the index detachment, so it was sort of a nice easy transition.
yeah, if you've already been using the index, it is worth it to sort of like stick with it, and and I still think that's where most of the damage in CSM is with the sort of like the 5-ups to sustain and lethal, really sort of taking the damage output to the next level. Raiders get all the extra AP, but sometimes getting more hits is going to be beneficial compared to AP. But yeah, well, I thought it was a good choice, and actually, I think if in the mirror matchup, the Pact Band does have the advantage. We do apologise slightly for the audio quality of Sam at the moment. He's having to use his phone. We're having some issues with. He wouldn't have been able to be here at all, so I can hear it a bit better on my mic, so I will relay what he does say if it comes through a bit choppy and bad. We do apologise. It's just internet issues why we were 5 minutes late, which is a bit of a pain. We had Andy, who was running his Necrons, with a Hypercrypt Court. An interesting thing that he was doing was a bit different. He took a Tesseract Vault, which he specifically did because he thinks that's a bit key in the Necron Mirror matchup, and it definitely seemed to be the scores he got against it, which is really cool. Steve, thank you for coming to play with yourself, and Chris also for reswinging a membership. I massively appreciate the support, guys, and thank you so much for continued membership. We had Matt Charles, who is a diehard Blood Angels player, running the sort of typical hyper-aggressive list, lots of Death Company. He even brought a Death Company Dreadnought to come in reserves and do some infinite fighting nonsense. We had Marcus Hinson rocking Guard with heavy emphasis on indirect, so double Basilisk, double Manticore, and lots of infantry. The idea being that Marcus could take the sort of worst matchups and just throw respawning waves of infantry and always score semi-decent, and some matchups are really vulnerable to indirect spam, in which case obviously he could do a large number to them there. And then you had myself, who's on sort of my usual take all comers list, the one I've been practicing, but I also do have triple Plague Burst Core, so I have heavy indirect as well, which can put out a lot of pressure onto enemies and sort of like pick up like units, if they're, especially if it's an army that is vulnerable to it. We can try and get a good pair in there. So we'll just quickly go over my list very quickly, because that's what we're going to be talking about probably the most in the games recap. So it is the standard we'll be doing. We did make one slight change, which was probably a regret, I won't lie. Which was so we got the standard Typhus, Biologist, Foul Blightspawn, Lord of Virulence, double Plague Caster for the Plague Bus, one squad of 10 Plague Marines with all the bells and whistles, all the spewers, the melter guns, the heavy plague weapons, 2x5 with melter guns, spewers, heavy plague weapons, one squad of 10 cultists instead of the usual 2, and that's because they were cut alongside a bloat drone to bring a Predator Destructor along, which sometimes felt good, but then other times I was like, God, why did I bring this damn thing? And I wish I had the bloat drone and the cultists. Then we had 6 Death Shroud Terminators, big brick of 6 to go with Lord Virulence for the Ultra Spray combos, 2 Chaos Rhinos, and then last but not least, triple Plague Burst Crawler with 2 Entropy Cannons and 1 Plague Spitter, and obviously 3 Nurglings. I always get that confused. 1 unit of 3 Nurglings to do some secondary play. So at this point, we've just got our pairings. We're going to see who it is, and again, let's get this off to the start. So round 1, we got Team England. Initial reaction to that one, Sam?
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen at some point, but it was definitely going to be a hard start for this tournament.
Yeah, it was a it definitely was like, for fuck's sake for me, because obviously I had this, twice in a row now. I had Team England round one. And obviously I am haunted by the nightmare of going 0-20 against them. So to get them round one again was like, for fuck's sake. But we came up with a plan. And the plan was, we were pretty sure that Team England is going to win every game. It's fairly straightforward. And that we're pretty sure they're going to put it politely, I believe our chat called it, they're going to bum everyone. So, I believe, yeah. So, the idea was that we will try our best, score as many points as we can against them, even if we lose, and hopefully everyone else will get bummed worse. That was the plan. So, that means if we have second, third, fourth contention was all down to how badly they lost to England, that's what would really matter for us, was how bad we lost to England. So they were rocking an Iron Storm Gladiator spam with like, I think it was 5 Gladiators, 5 Reapers, 3 Black Templar, 2 normal, Lancers, Predator Destructors, so many goddamn vehicles, and it was like triple impulsor with eliminators to do the jump out, shoot the las fusils, get back in, shoot again, nonsense. That list has way too many vehicles. I don't even understand how it gets that many in, but it does. They had an Eldari list that's just all about scoring, just has tons of like really fast minimum size units. It was be able to pick basically fixed secondaries and score whatever it wants there. They had Dread Knight spam for the Grey Knights, so we got lots of, I think it was 5 or 6 Dread Knights, the usual thing at the moment. Josh Roberts on his, same list he's been running for the past, 6 months now? Which is the 18 Wraiths, Doomstalkers, Zeras, and some Immortals. He don't think he's lost an event he's attended to with this list. Yeah, that's pretty scary, and that's the thing that did me in last time, so that's the thing I'm hoping to dodge. And last but not least, we have Manny Chima, rocking Thousand Suns with 25 rubrics, Magnus the Red, all the supporting characters to deal all the damage for them as well. So, looking at this, it's a pretty horrific list of things to come against. It's not exactly ideal, any of them, and we're talking about pairings and matchups. Now, the only thing we had slightly going for us is that the Thousand Suns can be a bit vulnerable to indirect. So I think the plan, Sam, was to try and get me or Marcus to fight Manny on his Thousand Suns.
Yeah, basically the entire plan revolved around getting you and Marcus into the Eldar and the Thousand Suns. Again, probably not going to win, but they're our most favourable matchups on paper.
Yeah, so with them being our most favourable matchups, we kind of wanted to get myself and Marcus into them. And then everyone else we kind of just wanted to neuter as best as possible. So we had Andy wanted to take on the Necrons, because again, Andy's Necron list is counter Necrons, because that's kind of what it's made to do. Clever Tech, being the Tesseract Vault, can teleport anywhere and actually has like a flat 6 damage precision attack, which he'd use to then snipe out a Technomancer. Once the Technomancer's dead, the Wraiths are much easier to kill, which is really cool little tech piece. I think you got the Iron Storm, did you, Sam?
I certainly did.
Yeah, so hopefully we're seeing if the 5-up sustained and lethals from our CSM Pact friend can hopefully kill enough of those tanks. Then we gave the Dread Knight spam to our Blood Angels player, which left Marcus Hinson to fight against the Eldar MSU, which is, on paper, seems pretty good. But again, all of this on paper could seem good until you realise the calibre of players you're against, in which case it's maybe giving you like an extra 5% chance not to get murked. So we did our best on the pairings, and round 1 I got the 1000 Suns matchup. So anyone who's watched the matchup tier list, I did rank this as one of the hardest and one of my least favourite. But at the same time, in terms of the pairings, I definitely didn't want to fight Iron Storm. I don't want to fight Grey Knights. Eldar I was okay with fighting, and the other one, which was Necrons, nope, I'm not going there, I've got PTSD. So overall, could have been worse, could have been better. But Manny was rocking kind of classic build. Magnus the Red, Araman, 2 Exalted Sorcerers on disc, 3 Infernal Masters. One of them has the ability to pick up and put down his unit. The other one has the +1 damage to all of his psychic attacks. A normal Thousand Sun Sorcerer that gives a unit lone up outside of 18. 5 squads of 5 Marines with Flamers. 2 units of 10 Cultists. A Chaos Rhino. And 3 Zangor Enlightened. So in chat, a team tournament is a good way for people to use tournaments to get started with competitive play. I think they're good fun. The bright side is you have team there to sort of support you and sort of like get you back, and sometimes they can help you dodge the worst matchups. But I wouldn't particularly say either singles or teams is better. I don't know if you have an opinion on that, Sam, but I think honestly, teams is good because you can go with friends, and then play together, which is fun. But I don't think singles are like worse, if that makes sense. I don't know if you have an opinion on it for new players, Sam.
Yeah, I think it's with teams. If you've got 4 or a full team -1 of people that are sort of like into the tournament, I think it's good to get into them. They can put you into some using matchups and they can fight through everything. Whereas singles events sometimes, especially around where we live, there's a lot of top level players that you can go and play untypically out of your depth. RTT, sort of place, 10 to 20 person PT, not a 54-1 like the other one.
Yeah.
Is always with starting point as well. Because there's a guy called Oliver at the Stonehammer one, and he's just getting into the competitive scene, and he came along to basically be our mascot for teams. So yeah, he's wanting to get into teams after watching us play.
Yeah, so like it's like I said, we had new players sort of come along and sort of watch the games. He was kind of like his first steps into tournament scene at the moment. He was watching our teams event. He now wants to attend teams. It is good because, like as Sam said, when you do have experienced people on your team, they can help like point stuff out to you, sort of help you understand what's a good matchup, why, tell you what to do, different ways to sort of beat different armies. Because you might have like no experience, for example, against 1K Suns. One of your friends has experience against 1K Suns. They can tell you what to look out for, what to try and play around, what the weaknesses are. Whereas if you're in singles and you went in there on your own as Billy No Mates, you kind of shit out luck and you're just going to learn the hard way. So I think if you sat there and you're looking at competitive scene and you can get a team together, John, I would recommend it and go give it a go. Again, just set your expectations as you would for any first tournament. You're going for the experience, not to try and win it. But yeah, you should have a fun time. So first mission for us, I got put on the GW table as well. So this is the layout. We'll do the classic turn-by-turn recap here. I didn't have a phone for this event because I'd broken it. Which Sam was always mocking me for. Thanks for the support there, Sam.
Not a problem.
But I have took paper notes, so I'm just going to grab them out now. There we go, T-Suns 1. So I'm going old school pen and paper notes for the scoring, and I will basically use this to sort of go through the turns. But this mission, I believe, was Vital Ground. Is it Vital Ground or is Taken Hold, straightforward. So it's hold up to 3 objectives in this one. And basically there was there any other thing on this one? I think this one
I think it might have been sticky objectives as well.
Oh yeah, sticky objectives. So that's why I didn't remember it, because it's fucking nothing for me. I always had sticky objectives. So we're against T-Suns on this one. Obviously, now, when we're thinking about this, again, I'm trying to think, okay, let's try and not lose as hard as we can against Manny. Manny's obviously an extremely good player. It's not the greatest of matchups. So I'm thinking to myself, let's just try and score as much as we can. We do lock in the tactical. I don't think Fix is going to do me any well here, because if I get aggressive, Manny's going to murder me. So if I try and do Fix and get something in the middle of the table, he's just going to deny it. Manny's good enough to just basically deny permanently. So I thought basically, let's go tactical, try and meet him on that and try and score as much as possible. So as we're deploying, at the start I've got my Typhus in reserves, I've got Death Shroud in reserves, then we actually decided to put a Plague Bus in reserves. Now Manny actually said that was a really good shout, because it like kind of threw him off a bit. We also put no, that was it, yeah. The Nurglings in reserves obviously as well. So, good amount of scoring stuff in reserves. Obviously, we're playing tactical. I want to try and get as many points as possible. Everything else sort of starting on the table at this point. So, as we're dropping down, Thousand Suns have a million movement tricks. They can double move, they can triple move, they can do all sorts of nonsense. They can indirect you back. So, really, playing forward and aggressive is just not the play, because I'm just going to get murdered, because they're going to send something forward, spot for indirect, and then double move it back. At which point, I lose assets, they don't. So, and again, we're trying to score points, so trying to stay in the game for as long as possible is mega important. So, we decided to basically backline PBCs. So, as we start deploying, I drop first. I do put cultists here in the corner of this building. Now, I don't want to touch the objective of anything important, because Thousand Suns get full rerolls to wound against stuff on objectives, so we're avoiding that. So instead, we're going to put a PBC behind this wall here, one up behind this wall here, and one down here like this. So all full backlined, all hidden from being shot at turn 1, just to try and stay safe. We're going to put a Rhino over here, again, not touching the objective, even though I kind of want to be on objectives, but if I do that, I die. Predator just chills in between these guys here. Bloat drone does come down here, because we need someone that can at least go forward and try and maybe do something. And all the play marines obviously inside the Rhino. So playing very conservatively, because again, I am mortally terrified of this army, I won't lie. Manny goes with his Zangor and Lightened at the back, who are just going to like jump onto that objective. He has his Rhino. Again, he can be aggressive here. He knows he can be aggressive. He goes cultists to the side, because I can't really contest it as much. Inside the Rhino, he's got his 2 disc sorcerers and 2 squads of rubrics, because again, they can then just fly out and do stuff like that. Rubrics that then kind of just like litter around the place. Rubric squad, rubric squad there. The rubric squad that can pick itself up and teleport is also on the board. And then Magnus basically is just going to join in on the line as well, because again, I have no shooting that can reliably kill this at all. Turn 1. If I get turn 1, I can, maybe kill a 5-man squad, potentially, and kill some cultists or these birds at the back. But unfortunately, I don't get that liberty. My opponent does get the turn 1, and he not only does that, he gets turn 1 on his cards, behind enemy lines, and capture enemy outpost. Now, normal army gets that and goes, oh shit, that's lame. I've just, got 2 dead cards. Thousand Suns go, yes please sir. So, what happens is, turn 1, Manny picks up his Rubric Marine squad that can teleport mid-game and slams it right here, outside of my deployment. So he's getting behind enemy lines, he's in the deployment, and he needs to take his home objective. So then everything else moves up to staging points. The cultists move forward onto the objectives, there, because again, theirs get scout and other rules and whatnot. And then, interesting thing here, a lot of Thousand Sun players always pick the aura of -1 damage on Magnus. Manny was constantly locking in the the +2 move advance for all psychers within or Thousand Sun units within 12 or 6. Really important that it really helped him sort of like keep the pressure up, because as you're going to see next turn, I am about to get pressured. So he kind of just moves up. Again, he's not really asked about staying in the open, because everything's hidden, because GW terrain is very strange on the angles you can get, because like even if I come to this middle bit, my own terrain's blocking it all. Even if I go like down here, I'm so far backline I can't get angles. So he doesn't have to really respect me. He can just sort of like come forward like this. So he just kind of goes there. And then the Rhino can drive over that building, because on this terrain, the blue box there can be moved over by vehicles because it's less than 2 inches. So Rhino's like here and Magnus is like here. So then it comes to his Cabal pointy nonsense. He then does a double move on this unit, because again, you can do that. So it's teleported down, now can double move. It double moves onto the point, out OCs me, scores him capture enemy outpost turn 1. And then he proceeds to shoot the couple of flamers that can see, because the cultists are quite tight to the wall, because they're scouted into the corner. Into the cultists, he shoots his Psyker or whatnot into this Rhino to try and get some chip damage on it. Doesn't do too much. He does Doom Bolt and does like 4 mortal wounds to it, but it's still alive, which is good. And I lose all but, I think I have 4 or 3 cultists left. I have barely any cultists left, but they should have been dead. So I'll take that as a win. So my opponent on turn 1 literally scores 11 on secondaries straight away, which is not exactly ideal. However, it does mean this unit is probably going to be sacrificed. Now, he has Smart, he has Move Block the Rhino from getting past as well. If I disembark, I get Overwatched. Again, it's Manny, he's not going to make silly mistakes like he's going to know what he's doing. So, my turn comes up. Obviously, the thing is, like, we move the Rhino up, we need to kill these guys off here. We've got the Foul Blight spawn and the firing deck. And we've got some mortars that are going to shoot. Sorry, that squad, that's Araman's squad. Araman's squad is there. Those guys are here. And there's another squad out, actually. So Araman's squad is in this corner here. So I move and advance. Oh, it might be there. Yeah. I managed to move and advance, and I roll a 6 on the advance for these cultists, and they managed to get up here and actually get Araman's squad in contagion range. Now, he was considering overwatching it onto the 3-man cultist squad. Thankfully, they passed Battle Shock. But he decided not to because he wanted to keep the command points for his next turn. So this squad gets up here. We managed to Boil Blight Araman's squad, which is good for the mortars. But Bloat Drone sort of just comes around to here. Can't get a line of sight on these guys because of the Perspex glass stopping the shots going through, which is kind of annoying. And we managed to kill all the guys on this point because we got some shots of entropies up here as well. So we do manage to kill a full Sorcerer squad and Rubric, which is nice. That's less Cabal points. Against 1,000 Suns, we want to kind of reduce the Cabal points as fast as possible. And then the Boil Blight does kill all the Rubrics. Unfortunately, Araman lives. He has 2 wounds left. Manny rolls it. Fails the save. He's got this and another save after it. He command point rerolls the save he failed to stay alive. Makes it. And then spends the command point to blank the damage of the second shot. So Araman lives on 2 wounds, which is annoying, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be frustrating. Because what happens next is... we also had... for our thing at turn 1, we had Area Denial for 3. So actually these guys weren't on the middle point because he had no enemy unit in the middle, within 3 of the middle, and I had no unit there, so you get the mini one for 3. The next thing I got was... into his turn, he had Secure No Man's Land and Deploy Teleport Homers. So Manny here basically goes, these cultists run up and screen all along here, so I can't get any deep strikes in along the sides. These guys do the same, so really they're more like spread out like that than anything. So Manny's blocking all this off, which is the correct thing to do. Magnus comes flying over to here. The Rubric squad gets moved, advanced moved out, and then gets double moved into here. The Sorcerers get out of the Rhino. One comes to here, one manages to get all the way up here, because again he does the double move twice this turn. Araman's squad pops through there. The other Rubric squad gets out. We have 2 Rubrics here. This poor cult is going to get murdered. And he basically wants to, this turn, absolutely murderize. This round's moved up as well to like here. He wants to absolutely murderize this 10-man squad with the Fights First and the Biology Putrefier. So what he does is he goes into his turn, he does a Doom Bolt into the Rhino, which does finish it off. So that was pop. 10-man obviously has to get out and disembark. We don't disembark onto the point because we're not going to give him full wound rerolls for free. And then Araman, annoyingly because he survived, uses once per game 3. He gets a 3 Cabal once per game to turn off the armor saves of the Plague Marines. So Plague Marines get no save at all now, which, as you can imagine, that's not going to end well for them. Now, what we did rapid ingress our Plague Bust down here. The reason for this is because I was worried he would do a triple move this guy down here. And now I'm basically blocked off because Magnus is going to charge here. I would be blocked off basically bringing it in anywhere. So we brought it in early to just make sure it gets onto the board for next turn. So Magnus does psychic-y Magnus-y things, absolutely obliterates all 10 Plague Marines and the 2 characters. These guys over here shoot into the PBC. I think they drop it to 6 wounds. I got quite lucky on surviving that. But overall, it wasn't the worst. Obviously, these cultists get absolutely murderized here, and this Bloat Drone takes some damage. But again, we're not holding any primary. The Bloat Drone didn't manage to get onto the objective there. So we're not holding any primary now, which is bad. So we got 0 primary for our turn 2. 1,000 Suns are really aggressive in our face, so I was like, okay, we got to try and make something happen now. So Comes back around to our turn. We get no prisoners and extend battle lines. So what we do is we decide to try and basically get aggressive. So if Magnus dies, and again, every time we kill characters or Magnus or anything like that, they lose Cabal points, and Cabal points are the things that let them do Doom Bolts, let them do double moves. It's the thing that kind of keeps them in the game. So I'm like, okay, I go for a go turn now, or I feel like next turn, this all just dies on my backline and Magnus just runs around my deployment and kills everything. Now, there could be an argument I could have played it more patient, and I think that may have probably been the better call in the long run. But again, at this point, I'm being pushed in. I'm panicking a bit. I don't want to get 20 node because that's the whole thing we're trying to avoid here. So what we do is we bring in Death Shroud. Now, thanks to Manny's screening, because he's good at it, I can only get 3 to see these guys. The rest of the 3 have to go behind the building. Typhus hops in on the top floor of the building so he can shoot mortal wounds at Magnus. One of the squad, the Rhino, drives up to here, drops out a 5-man squad. We dropped out a 5-man squad before we moved as well to there. He flew up over here. So we can hopefully get a grenade into Magnus plus Typhus. These PVCs actually got charged. It didn't do anything to it, but it locked him up, which is kind of annoying. These PVCs, these Predators, drove up to here. This guy can see this unit that's sticking out because of the angles. You can see from my angle there to them. This PVC stood still. So we're trying to hit back as hard as possible, and we decide to sort of go for it. So we have, first off, we go with the Death Shroud, shoot into a unit of... this guy actually made a move to here. Because remember, I got overwatched. I healed it, because it went down to 4 wounds the previous turn from all this shooting in the middle. I spent a command point to heal it for D3, only rolled the 1. But then after the overwatch, it lived on 1 wound, so value actually paid off. But that does get contagion on all these units here. So we pay a Boil Blight onto this unit, and all the mortars together do a real good number and drop that down to like a rubric and a character, which is really nice. The sprayers whiff, they get 2 shots, kind of annoying, it happens. This Plague Bus Crawler, actually this one here, puts his entries and stuff into Araman, because again, we're not going to kill Magnus, it'll blanket if we do that. So we're just going to try and get rid of Cabal points. And that does manage to kill Araman, which is nice. And the mortars, again, went into assisting this rubric squad here. So that's why it's so reduced. Now, we did put the grenade in Typhus into Magnus. I think combined they did like 6 mortal wounds, which is pretty good. So he's down to 10. We shot the melter gun at the Lord that was in front of us. We managed to get it through the save, and we managed to hit him for 7 damage and wipe him out with just the melter gun, which is pretty cool. Predator fired away at the rubrics up here alongside the pot shots and the entropy cannons from this PBC, and they actually managed to kill all of them, because the Predator autocannon turns out, Sam, when it hits hard. So we are like, okay, we've killed, we killed a unit of rubrics, we've killed Araman, we killed a Lord, that's pretty good. We come to the charge phase, and then we're like, okay, well, let's do the charges. So Plague Marines into the Cultists, we fail it. It was only like a 5, and we failed it, which is annoying, because that means we can't get to the point, can't take primary off, which, it happens, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. But to make up for it, the Death Shroud actually make an 11-inch charge into both of these units here, into the rubrics, which is actually quite big, because they not only chop up the remainder of that unit, they reduce this unit down to a single character. So we go up to there. So they just got a single character, which is now actually looking pretty good for us. So quite happy with that. We got to extend battle lines because we managed to take this middle objective. Overwhelming force. We have killed the character that was on the point here and the rubric squad that was on the middle there, which is, really looking good. Now it comes to my opponent's turn. Manny's actually kind of like, oh shit, that 12-inch charge kind of like fuck this up a bit. This is going to go bad if I don't do something. So Magnus decides to do Magnus things, and this is like one sign when you get real sad when you look at Mortarion, because you realise how silly Magnus is compared. Magnus moves backwards to come over to the Death Shroud. These cultists move up, who are now like more of a normal size unit. Down there, down. So these are more of a, there we go, more normally up there. Bloat drones on 1 wound. This Death Shroud unit is full. This Lord up here is being a pain in the ass. Yeah, I know, this is turn 2, mate. This table's empty. The Rhino moves into my deployment zone. However, does do his teleport homer, so he gets a full 5 for that. which is a little frustrating, and I can't even read my own writing on here for what his thing is. I think he got assassination, yeah, assassin. So Magnus does double Doom Bolt plus full rerolls to wound with hit and wound with psychic abilities. He has put -1 damage on himself this turn, and it turns out that Magnus can just fully delete 6 Death Shroud like that, which is pretty lame. He does take the charge to kill the Lord of Virulence afterwards, but he does kill them all. And then, really upsetting, the cultists managed to punch the bloat drone, 1 wound off it left. So the bloat drone's also dead, which kind of sucks. Now, this guy fell back through there. So he does again score max on his secondaries, and we are still held to just 5 on a primary. This is the kind of like the bit that like really was annoying, because if I made this charge at the bottom here, the cultists wouldn't have gone up and killed the bloat drone. I also would have still had 10 on primary. It's like little things like that, but it is what it is. It's a dice game. So we're coming to my turn again. So I'm like, okay, let's try and get rid of Magnus. Malignant Playcaster hops out 1, 2. We actually get him out of the Rhino, move through the wall with an 8. Typhus moves down and advances forward. So he actually gets pretty far. He gets 6 on his advance to here. And with these guys, move a bit more out. These guys are just going to reinforce this, go and beat up this here, and these Plague Marines start moving this way. I move my Plague Burst Crawler to try and get it away so I can start doing stuff. I am half moved because of the Sorcerer's ability on it, so I can't get fully around the corner. The Sorcerer overwatches. It has sustained hits 3, so every 6 on Overwatch is actually 3 hits, and then the Dev Wounds unfortunately do finish it off, which is really annoying because I kind of wanted to go and like pressure these cultists off here. So we do lose a Plague Burst Crawler, which is semi-upsetting, I won't lie. Now, we drop a Grenade Stratagem from one of the Playcasters into Magnus. Typhus does some more mortal wounds to him. I think in total we did 4 off the grenade, 4 off Typhus, so that's 8 plus the 6 before. So he's down to like 2 wounds at this point. He's not having a good time, and we're going to try and obviously finish him off with some Playcasters. The cultists just kind of exist at the moment. We don't shoot them. Over here, we put the entropy cannons into the... I think I should put them into the sorcerer. No, the Predator shoots the sorcerer and absolutely murders him. This Play BC got slowed as well. Unfortunately, means I can't get this Predator angle line of sight to anything. But thank God, a cheeky melter gun plus a charge off here does actually manage to kill this right up here. Playcasters do Playcaster things, and they actually manage to together actually wipe out the last 2 wounds off Magnus, which is really, really nice. And then we go for the charges, and we charge both guys into the cultists here, which is pretty grand. So we're happy with that. So the cultists get battered down to I think we just kill them. So we kill them outright. So we have done a lot of damage now. He's only got a unit of cultists left and a unit of birds left at the bottom. Unfortunately, he's also had 2 turns of 15 on primary, and he's still allowed to score another 10. And I have had a 5 so far, which is not great. Which can show you that being aggressive early, even if you get tabled, can do a lot of work. So my opponent, Playcasters do have the grenade keyword. Oh wait, no, it wasn't them. I know I did. These guys trailed up. They moved and advanced up that way, like that. So I had one guy on there, they grenaded. That was it, I remember now. Sorry guys, it has been a week. Normally it was like 2 days after. Remember, I strung them out, so I had one guy on the point, the rest strung up to an 8 of Magnus because I was measuring it, and I checked with Manny if it was a grenade, and they grenaded him. There we go. But yeah, they charged into the guys that were there. So my opponent, unfortunately, pulled Extend and Cleanse, which is like the 2 secondaries that in this exact scenario he can still score, because he has a unit on his home and a unit here, so he can extend battle lines, and then this cultist unit just cleanses up here. So he still gets, even with 2 units, he gets 8 points still, which is like, gah. Now, he charges around the corner back into the Playcasters, because he wants to try and kill a Playcaster. I have the CP to do Heroic, Typhus then Heroics in. He does swing, he does kill a Playcaster, but then Typhus happily lops the guy's head off in return. So now we're looking like we're actually going to be, in control here, which is quite nice. So I actually get 15 on primary, but again, it's turn 4 and I've just got my first 15. Not ideal. And my opponent, in my turn, I move Typhus up to here. My mortars fire away, kill the cultists up here, and mortals of Typhus do kill the birds off here. So at this point, my opponent is tabled. I do have deploy teleport homers. Oh, these niggas are down here. Drop them in on turn 3, just there, in case I got something, which did get deploy. I also had engage on all fronts, so the Plague Marines running to this quarter. Nurglings down there, also down here, Typhus up there. So we scored max on engage as well. But unfortunately, this is sticky objective mission, so my opponent still scores bloody 5 because of this bullshit here. I scores 10 actually again, which means that the fact that even we've tabled him on like turn 4 is not going to make much difference to it. And even though we do manage to get 2 15s in a row, unfortunately it wasn't enough to pull it back, and we did end up losing this. However, we didn't lose it like we did last time with 20-0. We managed to hold it to an 11-9 loss, and it was all because of that early primary. But I can say I tabled Manichima. We just ignore the brackets that I still lost the game. But overall, it was a rough round. But we were actually took a lot of points off England, way more than we thought. Andy taking 8 points off Josh was massive for the Necron Mirror. Marcus taking 5 off the Eldar. We underestimated the Eldar's haywire scourges, which did get onto Marcus's artillery, but it happens. Matt got a bit. I think he said that he got a lot. He had a turn where he failed like every single charge. So that probably made that a bit of a worse loss than it could have been. I don't know what happened in your game, Sam. I think you just got gladiated.
Yeah, basically, one of my Vindicators came on, got one of his gladiators and failed to kill it, and that was with all the buffs that I could put on it. So it's like, yeah, that went downhill really quickly.
Yeah, it happens, man. Like, but you still managed to get 2 points for it. So overall, we managed to take 27 points off England, which actually at the end of the day would end up being their worst loss to any team here. So we will take that in our stride, won't we, Sam?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's quite a big brag compared to some of the other teams that were getting 20 odd, not 20 odd.
Yeah, not a single one of us got 20 and odd, which is, as again, if you guys watched the previous team one when I got 20 and odd by Josh Roberts, I actually came out of this, even though we've lost, I was buzzing. I was like, I tabled him, we had a good game, it was dead fun, it was dead chill, and, afterwards, like, we had a bit of a talk about it. Maybe I learned some new things that maybe could have done differently. That could have maybe made it a 10-10 or an 11-9 to me. But it is what it is. We learn from our mistakes. Overall, I think despite the loss, because we were expecting it, I think we actually went to Harvesters after this game feeling pretty happy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could have been worse. We got the 2 matchups at once and we got a decent chunk of points out of them 2 matchups. Some of the other matchups were just rough. But yeah, we scrambled for points and
we got them. We got the points.
The tournament.
Yeah, so we're really happy with that. So yeah, real cool. Sounds like a different day. Things could go your way. Possibly zero. Possibly again. There's some mistakes I definitely made in that matchup. I should have mortared off his birds like earlier and then just teleported something in, because if I'd done that, I would have held his home, which means someone needs to go all the way to the other side of the board to stop me, and he couldn't store stuff like extend battle lines. And if I ever drew capture me outpost, that's 8 points. So there's mistakes on my own end as well there. It's all right, Ben. Don't apologise for being late. There's no such thing. But yeah, after this, we obviously going into round 2, and we got a team called Shot at LFG. So we had a new mixture of armies. So we had World Eaters, which were rocking Angron and a lot of skulls, so 2 big targets there. We got Chaos Knights with the War Dog spam. We got Mark Willits, who is running Mortarion, Plague Burst Crawlers, and Plod Squad. We had the 3 big Imperial Knights list. It's like a Lancer, a Castle, and something else. And then we had a Bully Boys list that was running 2 Gargantuan Squeaks as well. So an interesting group there. For me personally, I was happy to go either into the 3 big knights, a bit less so because they had a lancer, so that gives it an invuln in melee, which is like but I was happy to fight that. I was also happy to fight the Bully Boys, and obviously I'm quite comfortable taking a Death Guard mirror matchup. I think on this one, Sam, you wanted to go into either War Dog spam, didn't you, or Knights?
Yeah, I was quite happy to take any of them, but the Horde played the index version of the Chaos Space Marines several times. So I was quite confident into that one.
Yeah. Plod Squad Rory, for those who don't know, is Plod Squad is the sort of like the meta 10-man squad of Plague Marines with a Biology Putrefier and a Foul Blight Spawn attached. So he has two 10-mans in his army, 3 Plague Burst Crawls and Mortarians to sort of like support them all. So I think my opponent chose my matchup in this one. Can we put me down as a defender? And our opponents decided to give me the Death Guard mirror. So I obviously don't have Mortarion. They do have Mortarion, which is a bit upsetting because he ignores my -1 save contagion. They have two squads of the 10-mans. I only have the 1 squad 10-mans. 2 squads of Cultists, 2 Chaos Rhinos, 1 squad of Big 6 Death Shroud, 3 Plague Plus Cross. So it's very similar to my list. Obviously, I don't have Morty. Instead, I have an extra. I have a Bloat Drone in there. I have a Predator Destructor. I don't have 2 10-man squads. I have 2 5-mans and a 10-man, joined by the Plague Bus. So a bit different, but mirror matches is mirror matches. So this one also, I believe, was sticky objectives, which benefited neither of us, which is quite interesting. But
point on this, the guy that you played was there, Tim, actually said that he's purposefully put himself into that matchup. He just wanted to play you.
Yeah, I do remember him saying that. So yeah, the Death Guard player put himself deliberately against me because he does watch the channel and he wanted to play against me. I had to try and learn some stuff. So it wasn't like a silly thing. He genuinely wanted to play against me with his list. So we'll see how it went for him. So let me get the Death Guard versus Death Guard page up. There we go, got it here. Right, so we both went tactical. And we deployed as the following. So I put down a Bloat Drone over here. Again, not too worried about Death Guard long range shooting, especially because I'm not Predators. I dropped my Predator over here, like this. We had a Rhino, and this was the 10-man Rhino with the fights first and whatnot. We put the Plague Bus into reserves with the Death Shroud, with Typhus and the Nurglings, and then PBCs were fairly straightforward. Flame one home, second one just here, and third one sort of like here to sort of block out anything. So 2 entry cannons, Plague Spitter right on home objective. We had the unit of Cultists right up the front here because again I'm sort of happy to make them do stuff. Also, they were right here in case I got turn 1 area denial and whatnot. Need to go forward, so again I can scout forward and backward. Opponent went Plague Spitter PBC, 2 entropy cannon PBCs, Mortarion in the middle of it all. Classic to obviously share the aura of ignoring LOSs. 1 Rhino here, 1 Rhino over here, and then the Death Shroud in reserves with a unit of Cultists and a unit of Cultists. So fairly straightforward deployments on this one. So my opponent, I believe, got first turn on this one. So he gets Assassinate and Cleanse turn 1. So he scouts up his cultists. Obviously he's not gonna be able to get Assassinate. It is what it is. Unfortunately, doesn't trade anything for it. There's not much point. These cultists then just obviously move forward onto here and do some cleansing. The Rhino moves for... that cultist didn't. That cultist is back State Arena. He actually sends out his 10-man squad because they can advance and do stuff onto this point to cleanse. This PBC moves and advances down here onto this point. So get some pressure out. Comes like here, actually. Whilst hiring these guys just sort of like jiggle around a bit. Sort of like forward to stay with him in 6 inches. This Rhino stays put for now because the cultists are out. And then... that is about it. Now, all the mortars decide to shoot into the Bloat Drone to try and do some damage to it. I think it does like 2 damage and it lives on 8. So, not too much at this point. Fairly chill, easy first turn. Was a bit worried more of the Cultist, but it didn't go for them. He decided to go for the Bloat Drone. So, my first turn, move up the Bloat Drone, move it, advance it to behind this wall to sort of dodge that. The Plague Marines will come and charge it, and then that's not too bad there because I can do the old... I can do the old trick with rapid ingress and then get into his Plague Marines with the Flamers. because we all know what the Flamer Overwatch trick, which people don't like, because it's nasty. Our Rhino just moves out to here, just to fire some shots at there. Predator moves to here, because again, we can fire some shots there. These Plagueburst Crawlers, we have this one poke his head out to shoot some entropy cannons down. This one manages, he's actually more like that with his prow, because I get 2 sets of entropies into him. Cultists stay still. We have got no prisoners and extend battle lines, so these cultists have literally just run out and advanced and managed to get to this objective a single guy, so we're going to get extend battle lines, because do and no prisoners, we need to kill a unit. So all these guys shoot into cultists. Don't need to explain to you what happens there. So we're at least getting no prisoners. All the mortars do shoot into these plague marines here. And actually, he rolls like a goddamn god. And I think I kill a single plague marine from all 3 Plagueburst Crawlers. This guy's dice were on fire this entire game. And it was actually getting a little frustrating because they just wouldn't stop rolling real for good. Like 5s and 6s constantly. So we decided to turn it up, and basically as we go through the game we start using the Ferret Blight a lot, because you can't make a save roll if you don't get to save a roll a save. So that was the motto we went with. So my opponent's turn, these guys just move up. He actually doesn't go for the charge. I don't think he wants to risk dying to anything afterwards. This Plagueburst Crawler moves up. Mortarion floats forward this way. The 2 Plagueburst Crawlers just sort of sit at the back. I think this one shuffles over to here to try and shoot the Rhino. This one just exists at the back. This Rhino just chills here. And then this Rhino over here isn't getting guys out just yet. So not too much happens. He goes for behind enemy lines and investigates signals. So that's it. This Rhino went over here. These cultists went over here. Typhus. I haven't given him a Typhus. No, I know why. His Typhus is with his Death Shroud. That's why. Because he doesn't have it solo. His Death Shroud drop in this corner over here, like that. And they do investigate signals as well as scoring behind enemy lines. So he's scoring quite good. He's got 3 investigate signals going off. Gets behind enemy lines as well for that unit, which is quite nice for him. Actual shooting and damage wise, Mortarion kills all the cultists because Rockwind plus Lantern, quite easy to kill those guys. Entropy cannons down here do not kill this Rhino. I think they put like 6 damage on it, but it lives. Over here, spitters and stuff shooting to the drone, doesn't kill it. There's the couple shots he had there of plasma guns, drop another 2 wounds or so off it. We do actually rapid ingress the Plague Bus to here, so Plague Bus is now in play. You can actually get through this gap with Plague Bus, by the way, we did check. So Plague Bus is down and out, but overall not too much damage done to us. We only lost our cultists. So comes to our turn, we drop out the 5 Plague Marines this way, who are going to go grenade this PBC. Typhus also drops in like that, who's also going to just mortal wound the PBC. We just want to get rid of that thing, get it gone. Bloat Drone flies up and past. We have got this turn Overwhelming Force and Area Denial. Now Mortarion, thank God, killed them with shooting, so it doesn't charge. So this is actually empty here. So I believe we drop down the Nurglings like smack bang on there to score Area Denial. And we got Overwhelming Force, so we want to try and kill this unit here of this Plagueburst Crawler. And obviously the Plague Marines got the 2 units that are on objectives. Predator's back here. Predator Destructor Autocannon kills like 2 of the Terminators because it's flat 3 damage, which is really nice. This Rhino's drove back a bit to shoot the firing deck. Foul Blight spawn plus the anti-infantry flamers. All these guys here, it's drove back, it's contagion them as well. We Boil Blight, shoot all the mortars and stuff into it. And we managed to kill this all the way down to just Typhus, who's left, which is great. So there's a kill on a unit. Over here, Plague Bus is driven up here. Plague Bus fires all the flamers it can into this unit here. However, his 5s and 6s would not stop, and I think he lived with 3 guys, which is still really good. Like to drop it from like a full squad to 3 guys. The grenades plus Typhus plus the melter gun and somewhat entropy cannons do manage to finish off this boy here. And the bloat drones just sort of sprays into this unit as well. He rolled a 2-1 shot. This bloat drone is not doing good this game. But again, they're really annoying. But he was still doing like 3 shots, so he doesn't do much here. But overall, that's pretty good. We've really nuked this unit out here. We've got our overwhelming our area denial, which is quite nice. And my opponent is losing assets, and we haven't lost too much. We lost 10 cultists so far. That's it. We still have our Death Shroud in reserves. We still have a unit of 10 big 10 man in this Rhino, another 5 man of the Playcasters in this Rhino here. So Mortarion comes down to murderize these guys. No surprise what happens there. This squad moves down and gets out the 10 man. So we have the 10 man out now. The 10 man is now onto the point, which is kind of what we were waiting for. We kind of wanted the 10 man to come out to play. This 10 man just comes through the wall, does a bit of shooting, weakens my Plague Marine squad a little bit, but not too much. Then his PBCs do the shuffle to this side to shoot down range at the bloat drone. Pop -1 to hit on it because we have he's not near Mortarion, so he's hitting on 4s. And we actually get away with living because he gets 1 wound onto it, because entropy cannons can be like that. And then we manage to make the 5 invulnerable, so this guy lives a bit longer, which is quite nice. So I can make saves too, apparently. Typhus does mortal wounds. I think he does 6 mortal wounds to this Predator, which kind of hurts, but, you know, we're still trucking along. So then he does get Storm, Hostile Objective, and Extend Battle Lines. He gets both of them because Mortarion obviously kills these guys here. He has more Plague Marines than I do here after the charge, because he has, I think we both have 3 or 2 Plague Marines, but he has the 2 characters in it. So that gives him the extra OC, so we get Storm there. But overall, not the worst, not the worst. So, comes back to my turn. We get behind enemy lines and cleanse. So, Bloat Drone floats over here. This drives up here, drops out another 5-man squad just over the line. So we can have 2 for behind enemy lines. Our other one is cleanse. So Typhus deals with these boys here. My guys are then 3 to cleanse here. This Rhino drives up, tippy toes on the end there, drops a cleanse onto the point, but that not before obviously getting my guys out, who can then come to here and shoot. So easy thing to do if you're against flamers in their unit. Just line up all your guys 12 inches away from one of their dudes that doesn't have a flamer, and then you can shoot them with your flamers and not get flamed back. So that was the plan, this one. Now, a bit harder here because obviously the objective is not 12 inches long. But one thing we do is we just basically, I think his Foul Blight spawn's at the back, so we managed to dodge the Foul Blight spawn, and we'll eat the other 2 flamers. He has took minus weapon skill and ballistic skill here, so his flamers are not anywhere near as like scary as mine, so I'm not too worried about it. Again, -1 save probably should have been the play here. I've just ignored Mortarion this entire time, by the way. I am not going near Mortarion. I will ignore him until the cows come home. Now, bit of frustration happens. All this shooting down here doesn't kill Typhus. He makes every single goddamn save. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. However, we do manage to boil blight this Plague Marine squad, and combined with all our shooting up here, we do actually manage to kill this one here. Typhus over here managed to finish off, like I said, their Plague Marines that were there. Plague Bus shoots into the Rhino and one-taps it. Spitty plus the 5 Marines that got out kill those cultists back there. So he's got 2 PBCs in home and Mortarion here. The entropy cannons from these PBCs actually come up and fire into Mortarion. It's more like that. And we put the last cannons from this one into Mortarion, and we drop him actually down to, I think we dropped to 6 wounds. Doesn't actually make the saves on Mortarion very well. Makes it and everything else part of him. But again, really good for us. So at this point, we're control. You know, he's still controlling 2 because Mortarion's on 1. But now we are really in control. This 10-man is basically uncontested over here. We're still holding this one. Our guys have just hopped behind the wall after Typhus kills them out of combat. So we're just like, after Typhus kills the guys that were threatening them. So those guys are safe. So my opponent then doesn't score any secondaries for the rest of the game. Mortarion comes over here to do some damage to these guys. Typhus does some mortal wounds to them as well. So these guys get a little bit reduced, but not enough that he can't charge them, basically. So if he charges them, we'll still kill him. So he doesn't take the charge. Over here, these guys fired. Bloat Drone finally does decide to go down, which is a little sad, but it does happen. Comes back to our turn. We get Assassinate and Investigate signals. So we have our squad up there. Go for investigating. I think we just accept that's all we're going to get on it. Oh, this guy tries back. Yeah, we give up the PBC. This guy tries back to investigate that corner. So we get 2 on the Investigate signals. So that's 4 points. That's what I got. And then Assassinate, we have to kill Mortarion. So we move forward, we throw a grenade stratagem at him, followed by some shooting. This PBC with the entropies gets an angle as well, shoots him in the ass. This Predator comes around, shoots him in the ass there. This Rhino comes over here, charges, tank shocks, gets rid of typhus finally. Mortarion does go down to all this. Plague Busters drove across, fires the flamers into the PBC, drops it to 2 wounds because Plague Busters can get silly. And then my opponent basically, at that point, there wasn't much really in it, and basically we just called it there. But yeah, overall, fairly comfortable game. Again, it's the problem I have with Mortarion, and the reason I don't run him is to use Mortarion probably should have been sticking around the Plague Bust crawls, like a lot more units to give out his buffs and his auras. But the problem is then it's all moving together. So imagine if they all followed Mortarion, nothing's holding his home, so he's got to keep one back. So now he's losing efficiency. These 2 PBCs follow Mortarion around, which means I can just pressure both sides a bit easier. I don't think he's a great choice for it, but overall, quite happy with that one, and I think we all had a pretty good round this one, sort of recovering, because we got some pretty brutal scores on the leaderboard there. So we got 20-0 from our Blue Angels player, I got 19-1, Sam got a 14-6 into Chaos Knights. I'm pretty sure you just kind of like blew up all these War Dogs like turn 2.
Yeah, so basically on that one, there was a little ruin just off to the right hand side, and it would have been a 20-0, but he snuck a carnivore behind that.
He snuck a carnivore.
Turn 4.
That's a bit, and then he just sat there getting primary return, yeah.
Yeah, and scoring secondaries here and there, like cleanse and just picking up a couple of points. But yeah, I played the guy before, so he didn't disrespect the amount of damage that the list can put out, but I've played that match 5 times before.
Yeah.
So I just used more phones to bait him out, and anything that stepped out, I just made sure it wasn't there by turn, like the next turn.
Yeah, that's
rinse and repeat, and then eventually Abaddon just walked up the middle of the ball, tried a load of stuff. That was good.
Oh, nice. So yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, Abaddon kind of just slaps any water he comes into contact with as well. But yeah, Matt had a good time against the World Eaters. Again, Matt's really good. I think Blue Angels had a good match against World Eaters. Lord of Skulls is not hard for Death Company to kill, particularly. But yeah, overall, really solid. Andy smashed the Orcs completely as well. So, very good round 2 for us. Got a lot of points, and we're quite happy with that. So, going to round 3, we get Wardens of the North 2. These guys are bringing in Righteous Crusaders, so that's the Black Templars detachment. Got a lot of Sword Brethren, stuff like that. Adeptus Sororitas rocking Arco Flagellant spam, so 30 Arco Flagellants, which can be quite annoying to kill. Nid's bringing a lot of big bugs with Synaptic Nexus, so a lot of Synapse creature buffs handing out. We've got a Astra Militarum running with Living Russes, a Bulgrin, and lots of horses that they bring along. And then we had a Necron player who actually went with the Annihilation Legion, so running a lot of destroyers at the same time. Like it was something like 2 full squads of 6 normal Locust destroyers, a load of heavies. I just want to point out big props to Andy because Sam fed him to every single Necron matchup we came across.
Yeah, that's really massive.
Yeah, true. He did actually. He didn't mind it, to be fair, but it did work out a lot of the time because again, Andy kind of made it to kill him.
A lot more built to take on the mirror, so it just happens to be that all the times we have a matchup into the front, so Andy just went, yeah, cool, I'll take it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and there's interesting things with teams is because a lot of people think in teams you just bring like the meta list, which is like the 16, 18 Wraiths, but we actually made a Necron list to counter the Necron list, and it actually works really well. Just because as you keep checking Andy's scores as you go through, and every Necron mirror he got, he kind of like smashed every single one of them, which is quite good. Now, out of these here, apart from Josh Roach, yeah, but come on, be fair to him, best player in the world. So in this one, I'm thinking, don't really want Tyranids because big beasties can be a bit annoying to kill, but it's not the worst. I just don't want to face 18. 18 it's not even 18 race. Destroy Spam Necrons can be a bit annoying because again, indirect kind of gets neutered against them because they heal up a lot. I would happily take on Black Templars because again, we're really good at killing Marines. Sisters can be kind of hit and miss because they have so many units that outtrade me. And Guard, I just don't like fighting Guard that much, so I would happily dodge Guard. Now, thankfully, Sam and Matt did the best they could, and they gave me the one I said I don't wanted, which was the Synaptic Nexus. But again, it happens. And again, it wasn't a horrific match, but it's just like, killing big buds is a bit annoying sometimes. So it wasn't bad by any means. It was just one of those. So he has Death Leaper, Hive Tyrant, Neurotyrant, Tervigon, so the Mama Bug who spawns little ones, 2x10 Termagants, 1 squad of 3 Zoanthropes, a Biovore, which we're going to talk about in a second, 2 Exocrines, 2 Maliceptors, 2 Neurolictors, 1 Non-Emissary, and a Ripper Swarm. So this was, I believe, this is going to be... I think this was the kill one, kill more mission, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I know this because on my notes, the primary scoring is absolutely fucked because I have to keep going back and being like 4, 4, 4, 4 for different things. So this is going to be, what's it called? Purge the Foe. Quarters deployment, and we got Lords of Waaagh terrain again. So we're against a lot of big bugs here, which is kind of annoying, but one thing Nids do struggle with is killing high toughness, good save units. So these Plague Bus Crawls, pretty hard for them to kill. Now, the non-emissary is going to pick a... this also has ignore the middle objective. This is split into the 6 objectives. So there's actually one about here and one about here. So there's 6 objectives on this one. So it's Purge the Foe, 6 objectives. Hello, Prometheus Williams. Welcome to the chat, mate. Yeah, Zito, last game, possibly. Yeah, he definitely should have been pushing the Contagion a bit more, but he also should have been staying around Mortarion, so he ignored my Contagion as well, which would have been quite a big swing for him. So... in this matchup, we're thinking, okay, we're not going to be able to out-hold them because Purge the Foe is hold 1, hold more. So they're always going to hold 1. Hold more is going to be tough, but it is possibly doable late game. But the advantage we have here is kill 1, kill more, because we have indirect, they do not. So he very correctly and smartly puts the Rippers in reserves, the Termagants all in reserves, because again, I just easily kill them. He keeps the Biovore on the board, which was a bit interesting, but not exactly a bad choice, as you'll see in a second. I'll just check this really quick. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Centre back, and then click this, centre back. There we go. The non-emissary obviously selects an objective. While it's on it, it gets a 5-up Feel No Pain, which is really annoying to then deal with. And everything else has, pretty decent shooting. Exocrines being like flat damage 3, but again, all the strength here is like 10 max, which is something we're going to sort of abuse. So I'm not too scared about getting pushed in turn 1, so we actually deploy this pretty aggressively. So we go 1 Plague Bus Crawler here, we go, the Plague Spitter one always sits at home, it's just kind of got to, and we go another one just here. We go with a unit of cultists right there on the line, because again, if they get first turn, I can go and like sticky an objective because of the deployment. Puts an objective here, which is within scout range, so I can scout onto it. Then it comes my command phase, I sticky it, I can move off it, and then I control that objective, which is really nice. We have the Death Shroud in reserves, Typhus in reserves. Plague Bus is in play this game, so it goes like right next to our PBC here. 10-man Rhino is down here with the Bloat Drone. Again, we're going to like try and deny him this primary here, sort of like put pressure there. Predator is also just back here with these guys. And then the Nurglings are also in reserves. So he goes Exocrine, Maliceptor, Non-Emissary here. Zoanthropes in this building. High Tyrant behind this wall here. Biovore holding home and Neurotyrant holding home. So I'm going to do something now which the chat is probably confused by. If anyone has watched my How to Beat Tyranids video, they know the #1 rule is kill the Biovore. We're not going to kill the Biovore. There is a reason for this. We break rules when it makes sense. This is kill 1, kill more. As long as the Biovore is doing its thing to do Spore Mines to score secondaries, you can kill the Spore Mine with literally any gun in your army, and that counts as kill 1. So we're actually going to farm the Spore Mine to get easy kills. So literally, we can hide our entire army. They shoot at a Spore Mine, we kill that with 1 indirect, we win. We get 8 points, they get 0 every turn. So in this one specific mission, we're not going to kill the Biovore. We will kill it eventually, but we're going to like at least farm it a little bit first for victory points until it becomes a problem. So we actually get first turn, and he... Oh, I forgot his bloody Neurolictors. Where is Neurolictors? Give me 1 second, chat. I don't know, Neurolictor. I do have a Neurolictor picture because they're in every goddamn nid list. Where is the Neurolictors? All the things I have to do to get these streams working. There you are, Neurolictor. Apologies, I forgot the bloody Neurolictors. There we go. Big Neurolictor. He's put his Neurolictor there. There. One there, one there. And then this third one's going to be bigger. I'm going to call it Death Leaper. There you go, that's Death Leaper. Death Leaper's in there. I can't believe I forgot all the lictors, how much I hate them. So our first turn, we scout onto the objective over here. And that's going to give us a sticky objective, which is really nice. Then we move against the wall so we can get contagion onto the Neurolictor. I do not forget the Neurolictor is a lone up this time. This PBC just drives and puts his little prow behind here, and he can mortar this guy if I want to. This PBC comes out to the side here. The Predator sort of just shovels up behind as well. And we're hoping this PBC is going to bait a lot. And we're hoping it baits as much as possible. This Predator comes like here to shoot. This guy's like tip is sticking out a little bit. So we're going to shoot that with las cannons and whatnot. Rhino moves and advances. This guy moves and advances. All pressure ahead. We want to try and kill the Neurolictor. And then maybe mortar something. We wanted to mortar the zone throats. Because again, they're the easiest thing to kill that's currently on the board. So we fire this mortar over at the Neurolictor. We managed to take off 4 wounds off it. Which is pretty good. And then the only other things we do is we mortar all into the zone throats. We do 2 wounds to one of them. He gets really good on his 4-up invulnerables. However, the las cannons do connect and take this X screen down to, I think we get both of them through, and they do like 8 damage to it, which drops it down to like 6, which is really nice. Thank you very much for the donation, Prometheus Williams. $4.99. Discussing Resilient podcast still going strong. Thank you, Aiden. Definitely, mate. We're still going. We're still chugging along. We'll do our best to keep going. A lot to talk about next week with new missions and whatnot, but we'll save that for them. So the cultists then do a charge into the Neurolictor, and actually these hero cultists actually manage to beat the living shit out of it and actually kill it to death, which is kind of funny. So we actually get a kill one there, which is really nice because it was looking pretty hit and miss on these guys, but we actually secure our kill one. Happy with that. Now, we also had, for our thing, no prisoners and secure no man's land. So we have stuck this one, and we have moved on to this one, so we get secure for 2, which gives us 5 points. And we get a no prisoners kill for 2 points there. And that gets us a kill one as well, which is really nice. So my opponent's turn, and they do, thankfully, what we were kind of hoping they'd do. All of this comes a trundling down to here, all to shoot this Plague Burst Crawler, even the high type comes out. Now, the non-emissary chose the objective that was here as its 5-up Feel No Pain, but it actually ends up moving down, which I think was the mistake, and his opponent realizes he probably should have picked this one afterwards. So all of this shoots. We pop -1 smoke because I want this thing to tank as much as goddamn possible. Strength 8 on the X screen or Strength 9 doesn't really matter. I'm tough as 10, 5's to wound. I have it's AP 3, but I have a 4-up save of cover, so I'm making a -1 to wound. I am always, unless I say any otherwise, chat, I'm always -1 save. I just like -1 save, it's my favourite. Even the Zotes actually come up for this. All this shoots. The Strength 9s take 3 damage off it, because again, wounded on 5s just isn't helping them. They don't have lethal hits in this detachment either. So he tanks a lot. The X screens go in, they do wound it better, but they're only like AP 2, so he's tanking them on a 3-up save, so he bounces them. The scariest thing is the zone throps and las cannons, and only 1 hits, connects, and I managed to make a 5-up invulnerable. Venom cannon shoots, but from all this here, this fellow lives on 3 wounds, which is quite nice. Because that's pretty important. It's pretty important to live on that health. So happy with that. Now what we do is, he lives on 4 wounds, I think 4 wounds. So that's good for us. Opponents exposed a lot of stuff to do that, and now we're basically going to sort of like strike backwards into it. So first things first, these cultists move up and advance, and they get nicely in the middle of all this shit here. So we got contagions on the exocrines, we got contagions on the zone throps, marseps, everything. You name it, I've got contagion on it. Blow drone pops around, Rhino moves up to here. Now this turn we are rocking a cleanse and a tempting target. He did tempt, he actually ended up tempting the bottom one here that the Neurolictor's just towing onto, because it kind of tows into the wall a bit. We get out the 10-man squad of Plague Marines to here through the wall. Our Rhino here just starts to cleanse on this point here. I think, it's the only cleanse we do this turn, because everything else needs to shoot now. This guy moves up. This Plague Bus drives right up to here. We drop out 5 Plague Marines in front. And then this Predator drives up round as well, so we can see some Exocrines. And these guys chill out here. We drop in Typhus down here. Now, I do a bit of boo-boo here. I do a dumbass. I forgot the non-emissary has a 4-up feel on pain against mortal wounds at all times. Completely forgot that. So I am 100% about to commit a Typhus and a grenade into this thing without knowing that. But we live and learn, don't we? We decided to keep these guys back. The Death Shroud and the Nurglings back for now. My opponent's put a Spore Mine here, by the way, in this building, because he's behind any lines or something like that. He had Cleanse and Deploy, yeah, so he's done Deploy Homer, so this guy just goes to here and just machine guns that and gets us Kill More. Well, gets us another kill. We got Kill More last turn because we didn't lose a unit as well, which is really nice for us. So, we open up fire. So, we put the Boil Blight onto the X-Creen because we want to make sure that dies. We want to remove cover off it. AP4 Las Cannons connects, just blow it apart instantly. All the mortars and the machine guns go into the zone throats because it's the most efficient thing they can shoot. They managed to kill that. I pay for a grenade strat into the Maliceptor first before we do the 3-1 down here. So we do some damage to it there. We shoot the Melter Gun. The Melter Gun doesn't connect, unfortunately. But the Plague Bus opens up and drops like 10 damage on it and absolutely wipes it out, which is quite funny. These Entropy Cannons all damage this X-Creen badly, but don't kill it. Down here, we put all the mortal wounds into the non-emissary. It takes like 4 in the end because again it shrugs half of them, but that's not the worst. The Melter Guns fire in, 1 gets through, managed to do 5 damage to it. This Plague Spitter drone sprays into the Neurolictor because again it's just way more efficient than shooting the big thing. Drops him down to like, I think he does like 4 wounds to him, drops him down to 3, which is pretty nice. So then we go into the charging phase. We have the Plague Marines go into the non-emissary. The Bloat Drone decides to join in just in case, and also for movement reasons. Those guys pop the sustained hits 1 stratagem, and they actually manage to cut down the non-emissary, and we not only do that, we manage to consolidate into engagement with this little fella here, and that does steal the tempting target, because obviously we have a million OC. Bloat Drone just sits there, doesn't even swing. Over here, we did try to charge the Maliceptor, we did fail it, but that is what it is. So my opponent's turn comes along. He has Death Leap and move out to here because it definitely was precision he attacks. This Neurolictor doesn't manage to do any damage. I think he kills 1 Marine. His Maliceptor moves up. His X-Screen stays still for the heavy. Hive Tyrant moves up to here. His Termagants arrive from Strategic Reserve, like here, just above the line because of the thingy. Tervigon does appear. Again, I forgot Tervigon. So just imagine these Rippers are a bit, and imagine this second X-Screen is a big Tervigon. Sorry, I was very rushed today, but a very busy day. So Tervigon appeared up here for a 9-inch charge into the Wounded Plague Bus Crawler. The other unit of Termagants, I believe, appears right in my back corner. Yeah, because he's got Investigate, Signals, and Engage on all fronts. So he's got Engage. This thing fires a Spore Mine to this corner here, and his Ripper Swarm pops up here, and he gets Investigate all the corners. He's also engaging for everything, so it's really good for him score-wise. But he goes for his shooting phase. The Rhino does not get popped by the X-Screen on the Maliceptor. The Plague Marines take a bit of damage from the Hive Tyrant because the Rhino's being a Chad and living. Down here, not really much shooting. Again, the Tervigon shoots and does like 1 damage to like the Wounded Plague Bus Crawler, which then charges into it with a 9-inch charge and makes it. These Termagants here don't do anything. They try to charge and fail it. Maliceptor charges into the Rhino because the Plague Marines can't screen it because they're weakened. Does manage to pop it, which means we get our 5-man out to block, and the 2 Plague Casters behind now. And then the High Tyrant charges into some cultists and kills a few of them, but doesn't have enough attacks to kill them all, which I find hilarious. Death Leaper comes out, slashes into the... I have Rapid Ingress, by the way, at this point, sorry. Rapid Ingress behind this wall, because these guys are going to come out and do some damage next turn. So, right against this wall. So, they come in, batter the Plague Marines a bit, do a bit of damage to them. I obviously fight first. I do actually kill off the Neurolictor, because I was like, okay, I want to kill that thing. Do a bit of damage. Death Leaper don't kill him, though. Death Leaper severely weakens the squad down quite low now. But that's all he managed to do that turn, which is still pretty good for us. He gets 2 on the kills, but we killed last turn an Execrene, the Zoanthropes, and the Non-Emissary, and now a Neurolictor in his turn, so we're on 4, so we actually still kill more, which is really nice. Happy with that. Our turn comes along. We get extend battle lines and overwhelming force. So this Maleceptor is on point. This Death Leaper is now on this point here. So there are sort of like kill targets. Plague Spitty Boy goes and Plague Spitters these guys off here. Because, flamethrowers do hurt. The Plague Marines fall back. Plague Spitter drone sprays into Death Leaper, followed by Tie for Small Wounds. Managed to finish him off. Which is quite nice. We chuck a grenade as we run away, because again, we can do a grenade stratagem if you fall back. Plague Bust Fires obliterates this Maleceptor completely. This fella back here with his autocannons, plus joined by the entropy cannons, managed to kill off the second Exocrine, because these cultists lived. Moved through and did another Bile Blight to remove cover. So we're in a pretty good position here. And I then dropped the Nurglings in, like... I dropped them up there in case I got something. Again, the Nurglings kind of like going away next thing, not too fussed because I'm kind of struggling to find too much use for them sometimes. But yeah, that was a pretty good turn. Again, we shoot the Tyrant, effect the Tervigon. Didn't actually kill this thing in melee because mid melee is pathetic. But my opponent's turn, he's still got units still hanging in there. The Neurotyrant comes out to here. The Biovore comes out. He managed to get line of sight and flame the rest of the Plague Marines all to death. He has got Storm and no prisoners. This fella moves down to just try and storm this here. These Gaunts do move down up to here. And then they get a charge off and basically steal that objective for Storm Hostile, which is really nice for him. But all his attacks this time, this time to come out here to support these, don't actually kill anything. He doesn't shoot these guys back here because he put all the effort to killing forward. So the cultists live. And this Tervigon bounces again, which is kind of like silly. And mid melee is just really, really bad. It's just not good at all. These Death Shroud on my turn, so they move through to here and like charged into something that was here. So my guys are like here. He doesn't want to fight them with this thing. It's just not worth it. So my opponent gets a couple to score. My last turn, I get Bring It Down and Investigate Signals. So we go Investigate up there. We give up the... Oh, we don't. We give that up to Investigate there. Tervigon goes down to all these lads. We've got 2 entropy cannons, las cannons, double playcaster here. All the extra shots basically clean up this unit here. Death Shroud comes flying through the wall. Managed to get into... Oh, this thing dies to mortars this turn. We mortar that off. Death Shroud come into the Hive Tyrant. Absolutely murderize it. These guys here do some damage to the Neuro Tyrant. 6 Death Shroud will kill pretty much anything it touches at this point. So, yeah, that guy goes down. At that point, it's pretty much a wrap on it. And it does end up being a 15-5 for Death Guard, which is, quite happy with that. But overall, really good round again. 15-5, 16-4. You think you just they tried to damage check you with Arco Flagellants and you just blew them to hell. So
yeah, the Arco Flagellants were a problem until Abaddon hit them.
Yeah, Abaddon just like slaps the absolute living shit out of them. Matt got into the Astro Militarum because he got his first turn, got super aggressive on top of them. Again, Andy smashing the Necron Mirror, and Marcus indirect into Marine bodies without invulns, Manticores, Basilisks slowing them down constantly. Did a good number there. So again, another win for the team. Really happy with that. Coming to round 4, we get Lords of Waaagh, the actual event owners, like the second team for Lords of Waaagh, I think it is.
This was normally I'm on the Lords of Waaagh first team, but we've had a couple of people drop and a bit of change around. So Lewis was one of our normal staples in the team. Took this opportunity to captain his own team.
Nice. So we decided it was our job, it was our purpose to go and slap them. So they had Bully Boys Mega Nob spam, 4 Dread Knights and 3 Librarian Grey Knight list, a maximum pressure Blood Angel list with all jump assault units, a big unit of Wraith spam, an army of War Dog spam. So again, I'm like, please Sam, dodge me the Wraiths. Try to dodge me the War Dogs. Sam's played against War Dogs, it went really well, so we kind of wanted to get him into them. I would be happy to fight Blood Angels. I could also fight the Bully Boys and potentially the Dread Knight list if needed. Obviously, preference being Blood Angels. And I believe the opponents picked the matchup for me this time, didn't they?
I think so, yeah. I think we put the game and they chose to put the Blood Angels into you.
Yeah, so as I said, they chose to put Blood Angels into me. So, Blood Angels is one of my most rehearsed matchups. It's one I'm very familiar with. So, it was a Captain with Jump Pack, 3 Chaplains with Jump Pack, Full Boss Librarian, 2 Jump Assault Intercessors, 2 squads of Infiltrators, 2 squads of Jump Death Company, large units, 10 mans, 1 squad of 5 Jump Death Company, 2 Sand Guards, 2 Van Vets with Jump Packs and Storm Shields. So, no guns. I'm going to say this now. If you're a Blood Angel player, please bring some guns or like a Ball Predator, because you're going to see what happens if you don't. Because you're going to have to make bad trades all the time. So, anyone that's interested, this game... Sorry, I'm eating a gummy bear to help my throat. This game is actually played live on stream, on Lords of Waaagh stream, which is on Facebook. I can put a link in the chat if anyone wants it. So you can actually watch this full game live, like roll by roll, and see how it all went. So that was quite cool. We got to play on stream for this one. So this game we kept everything on the table: par tie first, par Death Shroud, and par Nurglings. And we actually put the Predator in reserves as well here because I wanted to threaten bring it on an angle and get some good shots down the sides. Again, Predator kind of ended up being pointless most of the games. I didn't really like it that much. It's a good unit, but I just don't think it worked well for me. So my opponent puts his Infiltrators over here with the Full Boss Librarian, so they're the one that Cat has loan up. He puts into Infantry Blood Angels choosing Death Guard is just madness. Yeah, that's. I think you may have noticed when I smiled at him when he chose me on fighting him. I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. But we've got it'd be nice, Aiden, I will, but don't worry. It was a bad matchup. It was a really bad matchup. So we had 2 units of 10 Death Company in reserves. I think you also had. I think the 5-man was on the. I can't remember if the 5-man was on the table. The Van Vets were on the table. Sand Guard on the table, and the Assault Intercessors were on the table. It's just this 5-man I can't fully remember. Another unit Infiltrators here on home. Sorry, they were on home. The Assault Intercessors we had squad in here. Squad of Sand Guard up here with another squad of. There was the Van Vets up there. Squad of Assault Intercessors behind here. And Sand Guard behind here, and the other Van Vets were here, I think. So a lot hide up there. I had Plague Spitter, Plague Bus Crawler at home, classic stuff. Second Plague Bus Crawler just hanging out. Plague Bus was here because the idea basically being if I got first turn, I just drive up within 12 of these guys and shoot them. And if I don't worry about it. We put the Cultist down here, because again we can go up here and pressure here with a Bloat Drone to just sort of have something to play the flanks. Predators in reserves. This PBC was behind here, I believe. I think it was like that. And the 10-man Rhino was here, because again, they don't have any guns. I'm not really scared of it being killed there. So, basically what happens is I actually can't remember who got first turn on this one. I think my opponent did. Yeah, because I remember these guys fucking bailing. Because I think it's a flaming, which made me sad. Yeah, so he got first turn. I was a bit scared of the Sand Guard were actually in here. I was scared of these Sand Guard coming down and trying to chop up this guy here. So I used my scout move to actually wrap my Bloat Drone. So if someone wanted to come down and charge it, they'd have to charge the Cultist and then wouldn't be able to swing at the Bloat Drone. Which I was fine with. And my opponent then smartly decided not to just go and send these guys to the death. And he pulled them back. He measured it basically so that I couldn't get in range. So these guys are backlined over here. Yeah, I think Jason kind of wanted second on this one, I won't lie. Now, Jason first turn got a Cleanse and a... oh, that's the Nid matchup. Sorry, wrong one. He got Tempting Target and no prisoners. Now, I picked the middle for Tempting Target. I could have picked this one over here, but I wanted one of... If I pick this one, he just sends his infiltrators, and he only loses infiltrators, which is, you know, it's not great for him. We don't want to do that. But I'd rather him have to cost him an actual unit. So I put it on the middle here, and basically say, come give me your Vanguard Vets. And he has to, because again, it's 5 points. So his Vanguard Vets come get that. And he gets no prisoners, and these jumper intercessors come down to here, and they're just going to take the point. And I think he just ditches no prisoners at this point. Can't remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he just ditches it for the command point at the end. Sanguinary Guard kind of tuck in here. Everyone else kind of just tucks alongside. Everyone's sort of taking it easy. So my turn comes along. The cultists move up to the wall to put Contagion Mage on these guys. Bloat Drone just sort of flies over to the side here so we can get some spitter shots. We drive the Plague Bus up here, and we drop 3 guys out, 3 onto the objective. Make a little wall because we don't want these Sanguinary Guards to come over and charge Plague Bus, so we can stay as far away as we can. And we just go like this. So we have, on our team, we have Tempting Target and Area Denial. So he does tempt in the middle because, again, same sort of logic, kind of wants to force us to do stuff as well. So we send up the Rhino, and we decide, right, okay, we're going to shoot these guys, and we'll have to put all the mortars here. Now, up here we're fine. We do go with the spitters here. One thing I will say is, if you do watch this back, Jason can't make saves. He kind of struggles with an issue called save making badness. I'm very bad at making stuff on the spot. So save making badness illness is very important. It affects one in every 10 Warhammer players. And unfortunately today it was Jason's problem. Because this spitter fired 8 shots. Again, it admittedly AP2 ignores cover. And I got 8 wounds, which is nice. He don't think he made a single save. They literally all went through. And this got 1 left. Up here, with the Foul Blight Spawn fired over here. Killed 3 guys through the 4-up invulnerable, because again, he can't make saves. And then the mortars basically... 2 mortars killed that squad, which meant I had 1 spare mortar which I put over here and actually ended up killing that squad. So both Jumpy and Intercessor Boys were gone. We managed to get Area Denial and Tempting Target for 5 because there was nothing within 6 and we were within 6. So it was a pretty happy day for us there. A pretty good first turn. We killed 2 units as well, which is really nice. So my opponent gets to go. He gets homers, and he also gets secure no man's land. Why is Manny called Submarine Captain? Played it last time a few times, never heard of that was his nickname. Honestly, Bugget, first time I heard it. I don't know if you know why, Sam, but I don't actually know.
Well, this goes back to one of the reasons that placings are now hidden in most games. I believe, from what I remember, a couple of years ago, he basically took the initiative to work out everyone's points, and then in a game would actively lower his points. And again, this was in single, so you only need to win by 1 point.
Oh wait, I remember this. Yeah, because it was an event where he walked off an objective to actively lower his own score.
Yeah, so he got the harder matchups.
Yeah, and that's why pairings got changed in general to be random winner versus random winner rather than highest scoring winner versus highest scoring winner. There you go, Bugget. We all learnt something about history of 40k today. Which, don't blame the guy. It's kind of smart. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it. If that's the way it was done, but now obviously it's not. So probably doesn't apply as much anymore, but back then possibly. So the Sanguinary Guard come over here. They kind of have to because you need to secure no man's land at this point. These Sangard also come down here onto the to chop up cultists, which I think I called him out for committing crimes against humanity at this point because cultists deserve better. He drops in. I think he dropped in the 5-man. There's a small squad up here just so it could do stuff in case he needed to. Then these guys fell back to in here. So we've got 5 Sangard with a captain, 5 more Sangard here. These assault intercessors have just taken up position in here. These Vanguard vets have come down here. Those guys do the teleport homers because you can do it from range of the wall. So he's got that sorted. So he's having a pretty good time for his points. These Sanguinary Guard charge into my Plague Marines and absolutely obliterate them, as is expected. But that is okay, because again, this is where I'm talking about the trading, because now we're going to have Sangard sort of come down, murder these units, but if we can then kill them back, we're going to trade up, and then we're going to get in advantageous positions. So, my turn comes along. We get defend out, defend home. So that's okay, fair enough, easy peasy. And then we also get overwhelming force, which we've got a Sangard here and a unit of Sangard here. So we're like, okay, as long as we can kill them, we're pretty good. Now, I'll just do a deep stretch real quick. Typhus managed to get an angle so we can see a Sangard in this building. Bloat Drone flies and moves right over here, and he's actually getting contagion on. There's something like that. On all three of these units, which is huge. Like, to put -1 save on all them units is great. These guys hop out the wall, hop out the Rhino, and I managed to get the Foul Blight Spawn and the Biology Putrefier just over the other side. Everyone else is behind. The Foul Blight Spawn can see the Sangard. The Biology Putrefier can see these guys. This Rhino drives up here. The reason for this is to push back Rapid Ingress, so it has to come more up here. The Plague Bus obviously drives up and takes position. We've got another 5 guys out like there. So Plague Bus is in position to shoot these guys here. I have brought in the Predator to like here. He's not going to do much, but I kind of just felt like I had to bring it in at this point. We bring in the Nurglings to shore up our home here. And then this guy's draw up here. Rhino's more like that. So I've got this Rhino covering like that. They're covering there. He moves like that. So Deep Strike is covered all here. These guys are all covering it here. So we've pushed back. So in places he can Rapid Ingress, like behind his wall, up here, potentially up in this corner here. But again, Rhino kind of like just exists, and I'm okay with that. So we go into our shooting phase. We chuck a free grenade, because I don't hang on to the free grenades. I kind of just use them, just like, because the chances are a lot of time they just die and you never use it. So I just chuck it. So we kill one Sangard, do 1 wound to another guy on here, which is quite decent. And then Typhus does mortal wounds. He does like 5 mortal wounds to the Sangard. So he's killed 2 of them. There's 3 left. Foul Blight Spawn fires down with his Flamer, which is now going to be AP3. Ignores cover into the Sangard. He gets 5 shots. He gets 4 wounds. And my opponent can't make a save for shit. They all die. Which is like, oh, okay. Because I was expecting to have to mortar them. But I was like, okay, cool. The Biles Putrefier throws his grenades over here. And the idea is to try and leave 1 guy alive. And thankfully, my opponent can fail saves, but he can also make it when it matters. And one singular guy lives over here. I can't even shoot him with the sprayers because of how bad his saves have been so far. Because if I do it, I'll kill him. So I'm like, okay, I guess he'll just sit there. Because what I want to do here is this 1 guy that lives. We're going to charge him to get back onto the point and back through the wall, basically. Over here, Plague Bus opens up and absolutely decimates that unit entirely. Like, if you watch the stream of this game, you get to see what Plague Bus can do, and Plague Bus is actually funny as fuck. So those guys all get obliterated. Then, because we've not even shot a single mortar yet, I'm like, well, let's just see what happens. We'll Boil Blight this unit. Yeah, we kill them all. The mortars just kill it. So we just feel like we're killing stuff for fun at this point. It's a bit mean, but it's what it is. Death Company Rapid Ingress behind here, by the way, big 10 man. I will admit, I still think this matchup is definitely not good for Blaine. I still think I win it, but when the saves are like this as well, and again, it's one of each and one of the other. Yeah, his saves were bad, but also a lot of our damage is like you can get flamers to AP4. I shot AP4 flamers out of here. So you're not really getting great saves anyway, regardless. But even with like Armoric Attempt up, he's still saving on 5s on Sangard against all that. And they're only 2 Wind Marines each, so chance that every single one that gets through is a 66% chance to just kill one. So we get this charge off back here. We do a bit of self-move blocking, so most of the unit can come back through the wall. The units that swing at him with heavy plague weapons, they kill him, and then consolidate through the wall this side. Now this is important because we have our flamers. When we move, we make sure our flamers are at the top. So it means next turn, which is now, the Death Company, if they come this way because they want to shoot the pistols at us, we get to overwatch them with flamers. Great. If they come down this way, we have this fella here ready to flame as well. So the safest place for them is to just eat this flamer because it's nowhere near as damaging as potentially that has that flamers plus a foul blight spawn, plus all the other lethal hit shots. So he's going to come here, which means he's not going to get to use Inferno pistols, which is good. We don't want that to happen. We want him to take the charge, because what we're going to do, and he drops in another unit here. Ah, that's what he's with 5-man. This is the 5-man here. He drops in the 5-man here. That's not on the board yet. You go away. I remember now. I remember. You're not there. Sorry guys, it has been a week, so it has been like a bit taxing. I'm thinking. Again, this one is available to watch to anyone. You can watch this stream live, so there'll be no mistakes in that game, because it happened. So we do the old nasty rapid ingress trick. So now if he tries to charge these guys here, I'm going to overwatch him with 8d6 flamers at -1 save, because of the -1 save contagion. The only thing that can save this from happening is if this Death Company unit makes like an 11-inch charge into the Death Shroud, which would be upsetting. Now, bear in mind, I still have fight first on this Plague Marine squad, so even if he gets in, it's probably just going to be a trade, and not much else is going to happen. But what does happen is he actually, son of a bitch, makes a charge. So he actually locks up the Death Shroud, and this squad comes into here. Now, he does a very clever thing. He self-move blocks himself and gets sort of in between, gets some guys close to the Death Shroud who like that more. And he basically makes it so that when I swing and I kill most of his unit, I think I killed 7.5. He fights on death, as he should do, wipes out my Plague Marines, and then the unit, that's the guys that are left, he leaves on this side, so that they can, when they activate, because again, they've made a charge move, they're eligible to activate, pile into the Death Shroud instead. So my Death Shroud are getting hit by both squads of Death Company now. 3 from this squad, 5 from that squad. So we've got the -1 damage up or something like that, which keeps these guys alive. We take a hammer in, but we live with 3 Death Shroud and Lord of Virulence, who then swing and kill all of this squad. Yeah, they kill all that squad there. And this squad here, we sort of like just have to accept we're not killing that one for now. So it comes. My opponent that turn had Cleanse and Investigate Signal. He just fobbed him off, which is probably the right call to do, to be honest with him, because he's just not much going to get scored. So in my turn, I get Investigate Signals, and was it Investigate Signal? 2, 4, yeah, 6, yeah. Investigate Signals and engage in all fronts. So Typhus, he's going to move an advance to get in signals, but so he can still do mortals to these guys. This we can't actually do it with that, because this Plague Bus starts driving to over here. We only do investigate for, we do get it for 6. Do something. Oh, those guys might have not got out last turn. Again, watch the stream if you want everything perfectly. It's hard to remember everything. I think they were still in the Rhino and ended up getting out and going there. And then this Plague Bus moved here. These guys are behind the wall, so I can't shoot them. This Rhino just drives up to cause a commotion and be a bit. Oh, he drives onto the point actually to hold that. Plague Bus shuffled back round and into there. That's what it was. These Death Shroud fall back because again we can see everything here. We're just going to shoot them. Typhus goes mortal wounds into there. Mortals all go off and kill this unit here. Opponent rapid ingress is his last Death Company unit, the only thing that can really do damage. This bloat drone floats up here to start doing some shooting into this unit here. Weakens it a bit, but not much. So my opponent's turn, he gets area denial and bring it down, which means he needs to kill vehicles and he needs to clear the middle. So there's only one thing this unit can really do, which is go and kill this Rhino. Now, he almost shot it. But I said to him, don't shoot it, because you need area denial, so he needs to actually get on the point. So he goes for the charge, and it's in one of the funniest moments probably of the stream is he fully wraps this Rhino over his guys, and I think we roll it out because for fun, and I think he does 56 damage to the Rhino, which was kind of funny. I rolled the saves and everything. It was real close. Almost survived, but the Rhino does go down. Obviously, scores in them juicy points. And then these guys sort of like grenaded this thing, weakened it a bit, didn't kill it though when he moved these guys back here. So all I've really got to do in my turn is basically kill this. So we set up all the kill. We drive the Plague Bus over. The Predator gets an angle because we can see a guy. This fellow hops out so we can see him directly. This fellow hops out so we can see him directly. Lord of Virulence is popping his head outside to spot them for all of them. And we decide, okay, we've set up a Predator, 3 Plague Bus crawlers, all to shoot this squad. And then, again, as a moment on the stream, do check it out because it's funny. The Plague Bus does it all on its own. It kills the entire fucking unit. I think it leaves the chaplain on 2 wounds, who then dies to like some predator just opening fire on it. But the plague bust does kill the entire thing. It rolled 3 on like every single damage roll, so the 6-up Feel No Pain didn't really help. This bloat drone over here, I had to engage in homers for this turn, so he just floats in, does homers a bit more, and then my opponent's last turn, he just walks. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, my opponent, he does end up killing this thing here, but I've scored max and everything at this point, and yeah, that was basically how that one was written on the wall, which was a bit grim. But we do manage to do really well in this one. We get 19-1 victory. Andy again with a Necron Mirror of the 20. I don't even know how he does it with that fucking list. Matt got the 13-7 versus the Grey Knights to avenge his first round game against them. Sam played in... Was that Bully Boys? It was, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And you kind of just like... it turns out the Bully Boys is a list that relies on damage checking your opponent. Turns out CSM with Abaddon and Vindicators can pass that check pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, his biggest problem with his opponent, so it knows damage I can throw out, so he'd be very cautious about sort of committing. So for the first 2 turns, he didn't call the Waaagh, but he did expose Gaz and unit.
And then he just picked it up.
Which just became Gaz and Brock. And then I did a slightly sensible thing, grenading them before I shot them. It was just Gaz, which meant that he either didn't get his 2-up in one and shoot Makari off first, or started taking the wound on Gaz and then on to allocate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I dealt with Gaz and his bodyguard, and then it just sort of went downhill from there.
Yeah, so for those who may miss that, basically there's a trick where if Gaz and Makari is left alive, Makari is a 2-up invulnerable, which if the person gets lucky can tank and a massive amount of damage, because 2-up invulnerable is 2-up invulnerable. So what you can do is you can grenade Strat first, because Makari only has a 1 wound. If he puts the wound onto Makari, Makari dies and loses the 2-up invulnerable. If he puts it onto Gazgul, Gazgul then takes a wound, which then means you have to follow the normal sequencing of taking wounds, which means wounded models have to take damage first, which means Gazgul has to take all the damage from then on, which means if you then start shooting and punching him, Gazgul has to die first, and Wakari's left on his own, doesn't do anything, so who cares? So it's a great way of dealing with him, and it was really clever there. Really clever little play to get around that bugger. So yeah, now we're moving to the last round. Again, this one's going to be quite quick because not too much actually happens in this game. So we're against TFG Gaming, who have a Raiders CSM list with quite a lot of Warp Talons. They have a triple Riptide plus Breacher Rush list, classic Wraith spam, 120 Boys Green Tide plus other things on top of that. That's just the boys. And another Jump Assault Heavy Blood Angels match. Opponents got to choose my pairing as well, because we put me down first as a defender, and they gave me the option to pick from of the 120 Orc Boys list or the Blood Angels. Surprise which one I chose. Blood Angels. Bugger, if Manny's a submarine captain, does that make Aiden the U-boat captain? Possibly. I mean, I won't go with the other connotations that go with that U-boat, but if I'll be that. I'll be the little sinker. We're swapping in the Predator for Cultists and Drones, a choice you made for Teams format. I just kind of wanted something with a bit more long-range firepower in case I had to deal with, like, tanks and monsters. I don't think it was worth my board control trade-off, was my honest opinion. For some reason, Predators are great on paper, and whenever I see, like, when Sam rolls them, they're fantastic. When I roll them, I go, okay, I should average hit 4 times out of the 6. I should average wound all 4. And I will hit twice and wound once. And I'm just like, how the fuck does this keep happening? So, I've given up on Predators currently. But yeah, this is my opponent's list. So again, it's just big, 3 massive 10-man squads of Assault and Intercessors this time. But they've all got Sanguinary Priest. So they're all getting extra AP, and they're all becoming, having a 5-up Feel No Pain, which is actually really annoying to dig through. 3 Chaplains with all the Death Company squads to give them all +1 to wound and all that goodness. 2 squads of Sanguinary Guard, Bare Bones, 2 squads of Infiltrators, and a Scout squad. So, interesting one, this one. That is not what I wanted to click. This is Scorched Earth. Bus driver Aiden, yeah, that's what I like, bus driver. I'm the plague bus driver. So, interesting match. So this is Scorched Earth. So hold 1, hold 2, and then burn objectives. I go tactical again, because I'm like, cool, we'll go tactical. My opponent locks in fixed. And he goes, bring it down, and assassination. So, when we're deploying, this is what happens. My opponent goes, sanguinary unit of assault intercessors, nice and spread across the lot. He then goes, Death Company, and Sangard, and then he goes infiltrators, and then scout squads. So nice, solid, spread across there, and then I deploy my army and I go cultist into the middle in case I have to go into the middle. I will find. Give me 2 seconds, mate. I'll find you a link to it if you want to see it. Because I do have it on here. I will put the game in there for you. Give me 2 seconds. Lords of Waaagh. Oh, it's actually. I know. Okay. The Gathering. That's Teaming versus Carnage. We don't want that one. We want the other one. I'm trying to find it for you, mate. The Gathering. There it is. There's my dumbass. Lots of flat videos. I can't even put it in the chat from here, so it means I have to go to my... It's so dumb. Even though I'm signed in as the streamer, it won't let me type in the chat, because it's like, this is not your chat. It's like, I'm literally the one streaming, you dumbass. So when it loads and allows me to put it in chat, I'll put it in chat for you, mate. But yeah, so I put a cultist here, and then we proceed to do this. Rhino. All my characters are inside the rhinos, by the way. 1 PBC, 2 PBC, 3 PBC, Predator, Blow Drone. Now, eagle-eyed among you may notice what is happening here. We decided, if my opponent wants to play Bring It Down and Assassinate, I will sit in a corner and I will hide. And unless you do something about it, you will score 0 on secondaries. I think that's exactly what we did. And we just stayed here. This is the flamethrower one, just peek out. And then I got first turn, and I basically decided, okay, let's do this. Unfortunately, and this is the bit that annoyed me, I got screwed on secondaries here quite a lot. My cards were very bad. However, again, it doesn't really matter if my opponent doesn't ever score secondaries. So I scout forward 6, right out front to here. My opponent actually got first turn, sorry. My opponent first turn. So I scout out. The reason I scout aggressively is because if my opponent wants to go and charge turn 1 cultists, feel free. If you want to trade one of your units for cultists, again, more than happy with that. So, my one mistake here, and the one thing I hate, and again I wish I didn't have the Predator, if I had another unit of cultists, they'd be over here with a bloat drone, so I could pressure this scout squad. This is my biggest mistake this game. I should have just killed these scouts, and I just don't for some reason, which is really annoying. I don't know why I don't, because I really should by now. Like, I should know to kill that kind of stuff, but, you know, we all make mistakes. I'll just put the chat thing in chat for you. But, mistakes made, but... What happens is my opponent goes, okay, cool, I'm going to move and advance into here with Death Company, and then Sangard, and then Assault Intercessors, all come into here. These guys just chill out here, these guys just chill out here. And then that's his first turn. And in my first turn, I just run these guys to this wall here. I unfortunately got capture enemy outpost and engage, which I literally can't score, which is like cool. That's kind of annoying. And we boil blight and we kill the Death Company unit. So the 5-man Death Company goes down, leaves a chaplain like 2 wounds. And because we stick at this, I'm just like reverse like over here now. I'm just like cool. I will hide here happily. So my opponent, and again I really should kill this. My opponent's turn comes along. He has nothing to score. Pav Bring It Down, Assassinate. He scores 10. He doesn't want to come out here because I'm more than an inch away from the wall because 3-inch contagion, so I could stay an inch away. So if he wants to charge me, he has to come outside, which he doesn't want to do because then all this will just like move to here and shoot him. So he basically just passes his turn. he's just like, yeah, there's not really much I can do. I think the Sanguinary Guard maybe fly over to here, and that's it. So he passes his turn. Again, I am more than happy with that. Oh, you don't, okay, you didn't choose that. Is this matchup that they chose? This was the only way to choose. Got it, Jason. No problem, mate. So this one here, again, we're just like, okay, we'll just have these cultists. We get Tempting Target. He chooses the one with the scouts on it over here. We send out a bare bones 5-man squad just onto this objective. These guys move. There we go. These guys moved and advanced, managed to get a 6, get onto this objective, so we actually managed to Tempting Target off them. And again, why didn't I mortar here? I'm still super annoyed, didn't do that, should have been doing that. Because instead, we basically then just, I think I get mortared the intercessors, or, yeah, only one Sun Guard in there, mate, only one Sun Guard. I mortared the intercessors because I trailed back and did a double boil blight. It's not worth it when they have a fight feel no pain. I wanted to like take the teeth out of the unit, but the fight feel no pain really neutered that, and I should have just put it here instead because that would have dropped into 5 primary, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. So this one turn he does only score 5 on primary because I do actually out OC him properly. My opponent's turn comes along, he moves them to there to kill my cultists. So this is turn 3 now. So I brought in Typhus like here, just in case he does something. Rapid ingress in these guys as well here. He's brought his second Sanguinary Guard out, so they're dead. And then, again, it's like not much happens. I just sit in this corner all game. This is all I'm literally doing. So it comes to my turn. I get secure no man's land and assassinate. The Death Company. The reason I have to rapid ingress back here is because the Death Company I killed before left the chaplain on 2 wounds, and he's like here right now. So Typhus came in in my turn and just basically picked him up with a smite. So then these guys move forward to here. We get the sprayers in line of sight. Typhus just dropped there to smite him. These guys shuffle a bit, so you can see that. I actually bring out this bloat drone to like here. These guys all just shuffle, shoot down range. The sprayers all fire off, and we actually kill the Sanguinary Guard. But again, don't deny the primary. Why am I not doing this? I move these guys up because I'm trying to bait out, like, do something please, but he doesn't take it. So my turn ends again. We get secure no one's land because we got this one here, and we get assassinate because we killed that chaplain that was weak. Opponent's turn again. He actually comes out with the 10-man unit, comes out, this is more like this actually, to here. They go for the, and so the Sand Guard come out as well. They go for the charge. The jumping intercessors make it. The Sanguinary Guard fail the charge. He CPs it and fails again, which is kind of lucky. The I heroic intervention with Typhus in. They attack with their chainswords, with +1 to wound as well, so they do quite a lot of wounds. I think I lose like 3 Death Shroud, but then because I've heroic, I go with Typhus, do precision attacks with the stratagem to kill the apothecary, the Sanguinary Priest. Then my Death Shroud activates, a new unit activating, which means the priest is dead for this activation, and all the scythes now just have no feel no pain to worry about, and they kill that entire unit, which is pretty good. So the heroic actually paid off quite well. So we get deploy, teleport homers, and no prisoners. So this guy floats up here. All I can get for no prisoners is like 1 unit, because these guys move up and try and go for a charge round, but we don't manage to get enough damage to kill full unit. We do kill the Sanguinary Guard though, which is quite nice, but we kill them. So we go that way. We kill them with... Unfortunately, Typhus kind of oversmites, so we shoot them over here first with the flamers, drop them to like 3, I think it's like 2.5 guys on wounds, and then Typhus bangs a 6 on the smite and kills them, which is like shit. Because now I've got like, I mean, it wouldn't matter because again, they out OC me because they're 1 each and I'm 1 each. But we have a 9-inch charge into that, and unfortunately we do fail that 9-inch charge. And again, why are these not dead? Why haven't I shot these? These have literally given him like 15 VP alone because I didn't shoot them. And that's going to bite me back in the ass. These guys charge to some infiltrators over here. Kill a couple, get heroics in by the assault intercessors. Don't actually kill them. Leave a guy in 1 wound. This is sticky, so that's not the worst thing in the world. I'm holding the middle. So my opponent's turn comes along. He's like, again, this is like turn 5 at this point. There's just nothing else happening. He does come and like take that off me. These jumping has come down to take that off me. The Death Company just still come out. They fall back, They fall back, thingy and charge. The Death Company come and kill them. So then in my last turn, I have no overwhelming force and no prisoners. Thank you very much, Liz Chicken, for the 1 gifted membership. Massively appreciate it. So we just do what we do. We finally, last turn, we're going seconds. There's nothing he can do to react at this point. They actually failed to charge into this bloat drum, which is quite cute. So we all just move up, charge there, kill that. Last turn we actually got the 10 man out and was burning objective on here because I do get 1 full burn. So even then, them coming out didn't night. They got full 10 man and they were busy killing them up there. So we do get a burn objective on that. Then Plague Bus plus the 10 man kills that. Nothing else matters at this point. We shoot all the guns we can to this squad here. Plus the Flamers, we actually do manage to kill it because we put a lot of damage into it. But I'll be honest, it was kind of a boring game because I kind of just hid in the corner. But again, this is why we don't always lock in. If you're going to lock in 2 kill secondaries, you have to be aggressive. And he just wasn't. He was very passive, which is again fine. The problem was I didn't do what I needed to do to score as many points as I should have. So it actually ended up being a 17-3 victory when it probably should have been a 20-0 because he literally scored 0 on secondaries. Never killed a vehicle, never killed a character. And because it was quite tight, Sam drew against the Chaos Space Marine matchup because Sam said your dice, and even a spectator said his dice fully had abandoned him. Apparently there's no 5s going off at all.
So one of my biggest things was, this is where the entire 2 Vindicators had bad stat and Forge Fiend.
Yeah.
And I didn't force them to take a single save.
So 2 Vindicators into a Forge Fiend and no saves. Oh god.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a hit with everything.
Yeah, because you have reels to hit from Abaddon, lethals 5, sustain 5. Yeah, that's unlucky. It does happen, unfortunately. And basically, the way it actually worked out is, I didn't know, in teams you have to win as a team by 10 points to get the round win. So I 17-3, and again that should have been more, and it's my own fault. And this is one of the things where I need to learn to be more aggressive and more about denying points as well as scoring my own. Andy got a nice 14-6. Sam got a 10-10. Marcus, and we knew it was going to happen, he had a bad matchup against the Tower, very aggressive against him. He did get a 16-4. So to win this round and to take second place on the podium, it was all down to Matt and his last game versus Orcs. And unfortunately, their game never got to really end. It had to be called on turn 3. Because time issues, and at that point Matt was 9-11 down, so we actually ended up drawing the round by a single point. And this was important things to remember, guys. If you are playing against 160 odd boys, put a damn clock on it. Because it's very important, because everyone else managed to finish the game fully and they were only on turn 3, and it's not just the Orc players' fault. Our players should have said as well. And again, not blaming Matt. Again, I just said then there's a million things I could have done to score that 1 extra point. We all could have pulled out 1 extra point there. Maybe Marcus could have held on a little longer. Maybe Sam again could have pushed 1 more point somewhere. Andy again could have pushed point. I definitely could have pushed for 2 points. So you win as a team, you lose as a team. We didn't lose, we drew, but unfortunately that did end up, I think, probably costing us a podium spot. But it's one of those. It does happen, and I'm learning, and next time I need to be that extra bit aggressive. And again, I think it was because I had that Predator. If I didn't have that Predator, I had that other unit of colours to go and just pressure that other objective or the other bloat drone, and I'd been a happier boy. But it is what it is at the end of the day. And I think overall result, we did manage to come into 4th place with the. Again, we had another team had a draw and a loss. However, they were the only team that didn't have to play against Team England. So I'm not saying that's the reason why, but I'm just saying.
It was basically meant that their loss. They scored a lot more points than our loss, and probably the Team England were going for as many points as possible could.
Yeah, so
they didn't play Team England, meant they scored more points, which snuck them into that third place.
Yeah, because you can see everyone's game against Team England. Gimli's Tossers, who came second, they only got 15 versus England. You can see the England game, TFG 21, we got the 27 off them. Army Rex, who didn't play Team England and played a different team and lost to them, still got a 45 loss because again, it's all about, and that would have been a draw actually if they'd have got one more point actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Like I think we were still really happy. I was super chuffed with fourth place. It was a great effort by the team.
On the playing settings, if you look at points, I believe we actually had more game points than Gimli's Tossers. So if we'd have got that extra 1 point, we would have actually come in second.
Yeah, so we were literally 1 point off finishing second in this game, in this event, which, you know, it did sting at the time, but also you think about it, it was 1 point off. And again, at any point in that last round, all of us could have got that extra point, so it's no one is to blame. It's all, you know, you win as a team, you lose as a team. But overall, great effort from us all. I was super happy. It's like, because again, we're not a team that's rehearsed. We're not a team that is like we haven't played like as a team before. But I think we did really well on like the pairings. We did like really good effort just on a personal player basis. Special shout out to Andy. He played 4 Necron mirrors and like. Bless him, because I'd have walked out the event at that point if I'd had to play 4 Necron mirrors. But part of the Josh Roberts one, which he did score really well on as well, he absolutely like smashed the shit out of all the Necron mirrors. So his little Tesseract Vault beam list is really well done. So you know, I think Andy gets a special shout out on this one because he did really well into taking those matchups off the table. But I think. For me, it was cool to be... I know, Mortal Damn Scouts, that's my lesson. It was cool to be England's hardest match as well, because I don't think we were expecting to be. But the fact that we actually took the most points off them out of anyone was actually kind of like a cool little bragging right. Which is quite nice, given that last time I got 20-0 and it was horrible. So I think we were proud of our team, to be honest. And we're definitely looking to go as a team to another team event, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I'd just like to shout out as well that at this event there was also Walter and Robbo from sort of Outlaw.
Yeah.
So there were some high caliber people there with other teams. And yeah, we still managed to do best against England. So I'm really proud of everyone that sort of was in our team.
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's some... Like, it's the weird thing of England, because we're so small, we get a lot of high caliber players go to, like, every, like, event. You go to a random RTT and you're into, like, some of the best players in the world. You're like, come on! But, yeah, overall, we're super happy with it. I also learned that please feed me more bangles. Me like you Blood Angel matchup, please feed me more. So if you ever come into me in a teams event, just know that my worst matchup is Blood Angels, and you should definitely put me into them, because I would definitely not like to fight Blood Angels anytime soon. But that does bring us to the end of the event recap. Before I sign off, I forgot, I'm going to go announce the giveaway, so give me 1 second to go get the thing. You got the thing in here now? There we go. Oh, hello. Alright, So, we're going to have a giveaway going up on our Discord for the members. So if you are a member or you want to get involved, become a member. We have 2 giveaways go up currently. One of them is the classic standard that we do, which is a £25 Warhammer voucher that you can have a chance at winning, or equivalent of currency of your own nation, of course. You know, put towards buying yourself a model and whatnot. But you could also have a chance to win this guy. So this is the little plushy unclean one. We managed to get a second one. So anyone that would like to be in a chance for winning this little fella, we can even give him a little signature if you want, a little sign from us guys at the Disgusting Resilient Podcast. So you can have your very own little signed, great unclean one, nurgling plushy thing, which I think is really adorable, and I kind of wish I bought one for myself now. But you can have a chance at winning this. Again, just need to be a member, join the Discord. It will be going up just shortly after this stream on the giveaways channel. You will have to link your YouTube to your Discord account, but we will have a guide go up to show you how to do that. It's very simple, very straightforward. It just means that basically, because people who join the Discord, you don't have to stay a member to stay part of it. You can just do it once and done if that's what you want. But we do want the giveaways to specifically be for people that are current paying members. So by linking YouTube and Discord, it just allows us to check that one thing so you can enter the giveaway. So yeah, if you do fancy winning this glorious nurgling chunky boy, do consider becoming a member. And again, you get access to the Discord and all sorts of things. We have a doubles event coming up next Sunday, don't we, Sam?
I was wondering if we were going to announce that today or not.
Yeah, so we are going to be having doubles event next weekend. Me and Sam are there. I'm going to throw Sam a headset, so we can have a better mic for next time, so we can hopefully get a bit of a better connection going on. And obviously we'll be doing a recap of that together because we were playing together. So what I will also do is I'll probably give Sam control of the animations you see on screen, so he can move his things and I can move my things, and it'll be very adorable. Be like a little dinner date, and you can all join in. So we are rocking Chaos Space Marines and Death Guard. So it's going to be quite a fun little doubles event. It's only 3 rounds RTT, but you can join us for an event recap after that event happens on the following Sunday. So probably look forward to the stream on like the following like couple days afterwards, which will be very nice. Yes, there is the second one, and I will get more as long as people keep liking winning these because they're very adorable. And I can give a little signatures and whatnot if you fancy it. Or if you want them clean, ironically, if you want the great and clean one clean, I will not mark it. Don't worry. But yeah, we got that coming up. Anything else coming up? As Sam said, we're kind of looking for more team events. So if there is any more local team events, we'll happily go to them. Maybe get a bit more of a live on the day, sort of like updates, just like some photos and whatnot. That'd be quite cool. We do have a Chaos Pantheon chat coming up where we're going to have obviously myself, Dara, and Thingy from Tizcam podcast to talk about the changes that have come with the prior Nexus, which David from Tizcam, mind went blank for a second, because obviously that's quite an important thing. I would chat about it now, but we've gone for long enough, I think. So we will cover that another time, but look forward to that coming up soon. So I think for now, from myself and probably from Sam, we're going to leave it there because these event recaps are long. My throat is dry and not enough gummy bears in the world are going to save it at this point. So thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed the recap, and we will see you all very shortly. So take care and stay rotten, everyone. Just sign off, Sam. And also shout out to Lords of Waaagh for putting on a great event. It was really good. Love the terrain. Please host more team events as well, or just more events in general. Are very nice, and Bolton's not that far away, so it's kind of easy for me to get there. And I would rather do that than drive like 5 hours south to attend the next team event. So just saying, if you're listening, Jay, give me more teams.
I feel confident to get another 2% going. So if he does decide, then we'll announce the name just to make sure that we get people.
Yeah. So definitely hopefully looking forward to that. So, but yeah, for now, everyone, we'll catch you all on the next one. Stay on and we'll